nobody trusts anybody anymore. We're all very tired. There's nothing more I can do except wait. R.J. McCready, helicopter pilot, U.S. Outpost number 31. Greetings and welcome
I was wondering
again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman.
Awesome.
Tonight, we are diving into the collective works of one of the great directors, most of the time, John Carpenter. He's given us a fantastic body of work. We're not going to look at all of it, but we are going to look at, I think, the high points, we will call them. And yes, that's subjective. So let's go around the horn real fast and do introductions. With me, as always, the great Shieldwall of Dragons. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on. It's a large body of work we're going to talk about here. Good stuff all around. Happy to be here.
Right on, right on. First time on the panel, an old friend, MOJOE. How are you doing tonight, pal?
Well, if I was any better, I'd be twins right now, man. This is it's an honor to be on the show, dude.
Well,
you know what a fan I am of both your show and all things John Carpenter. So I'm honored to be here. Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you're here. My goal every week is not to cock it up. That's pretty much it. If we hit that low bar, we've done fine. My favorite internet wizard, he comes, he goes as he pleases. It is Blair de Blair. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. This director has directed some of my most favorite movies from my childhood, so I am really stoked to start talking about this stuff.
Awesome, yeah, and same. This is literally some of my favorite films come from the world, the twisted mind of John Carpenter. So this should be an exciting one. My friend to the north, the man trapped with me behind enemy lines, it is StephenRansom. How are you tonight, pal?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I got some, chicken tenders and some spicy fries from Ralph's. I'm good to go. We've tread on half of this territory, man. We spent almost 2 episodes talking about the thing. So, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I got my carpenter's tools out, all of them upstairs in my head. So we're good. We're good to go.
Heavens. So it is the master of memes, our good friend Jacob Ironside on the panel. It's good to have you back, buddy.
Hey, good to be on again, man. Thanks for having me. This is going to be a good one. Can't wait. This is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. Fun or completely in fuego in like 45 minutes. We'll see how this goes. Nobody knows. Where did Cannoli go? Cannoli Pliskin. You can't just bug
I'm still
out
here.
on me, Cannoli.
I'm still here.
It's because I got to you. This is like some kind of anti-establishment thing, isn't it?
That's what it is.
I see where you're going here. He's back with us one more time. Somehow he thought he was out. I pulled him back. It's Cannoli Pliskin. Welcome back to the show.
Hello. I am great. Thanks for the invite. Ready to talk with this great panel. We got some great movies to talk about, and some of my childhood favorites growing up and still to today. And of course, my favorite character, Mr. Pliskin. Of all, one of my favorites of all time. I had to change the name just for the show. So
Call me Snake.
So we're good. I'm ready to go.
Right on. Author, screenwriter, man about town. He is Copa Catania. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you back.
Well, you know what Jack Burton says at a time like this. He gives the chat a yo. Yo, chat.
Send the show to? No. It could go either way here.
It's going great. I'm living someone's dream.
All right.
It's strange, but I'm glad you're back with us. So,
thank you.
Tonight, talking about John Carpenter. John Carpenter has made 9 gazillion movies. Started making films in 1962, oddly enough. And we're not going to be talking about the films that he made in 1962, but we are just going to we can go take a real quick look at his entire filmography here. Dark Star. I know that's like a weird beginning. I think Alien actually got its start there as a concept, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Assault on
James
Precinct
Cameron
13.
starts there for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Assault on Precinct 13 was the #1 independent movie for a number of years until Road Warrior or Mad Max came out.
Wow.
That
He
is
made
an
that
interesting
thing-
one.
He made that for like nothing, and that's what
I
made
can
him
tell.
the director.
You know,
Yeah.
funny thing about Assault on Precinct 13, though, when you watch that movie, you definitely see where a lot of ideas from his other movies, Escape from New York in particular, comes from, because you see the makings there of the crazy street gang stuff. So yeah, everything starts somewhere.
What's interesting about
Halloween.
Assault
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go,
I was
please.
just going to add with Assault is
Mhm.
it's more like a zombie flick, but just with street gangs instead of zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
I accept this. No, yeah, you're right, because they act as a semi-mindless horde, and they're coming through the windows, and it has all the same. It's all the same tropes as Night of the Living Dead, except they're not zombies.
It's got those kind of tropes, and it also has kind of like a proto Purge kind of feel to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
There
those
was,
of you who
there was
haven't
also
seen
a lot of Dawn of the Dead in there too. Just the vibe of a building and people stuck, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's that
If I
early
remember
the
the
vibe.
standoff.
The villains don't even speak. Right?
No,
they just,
it's like
they just keep
they're-
coming in waves. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't pay them if they spoke, so that's why.
Right. Yeah. You only had $5 to work with, guys.
See, now, Copa, here's your alternate take on a film. You do this as Portland Police Station. You know.
Yeah, but the cops just abandon it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That would be
the
the
one
fun.
guy,
That would be the
one
funny
guy
part.
and the secretary. And the crazy murderer and the deputy who's supposed to be transporting him. You know what? Before I get ahead of myself and I wander off too far, I just want to say hi to everybody who's out there. The Thad That Shouldn't Be, the Unbearable 73, our good friend Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Invader Zim, good to see you back. Melvin Deeply, thank you for being here. Static 2020. Let's see. Nosferatu, thank you for being here, buddy. Always good to have the vampire in the house.
Nice.
And Zax has popped in as well. Diverse zombies. You're not
Yeah,
wrong,
right.
my friend.
Way ahead of his time.
So anyway, so that's Assault on Precinct 13. Like I said, that's not one we are going to be covering in depth tonight. Oh, mother of God!
Just to let you know, Roman, the memes are up.
Oh, are they? Okay, cool. Here, let me pull this off while I try to unscrew what I just did. I know.
No cocking up.
I know.
Didn't
It's
they,
like working with a child. I am
Didn't
that
they do
child.
a remake of Assault on Precinct 13?
Yeah, it was with
Unfortunately,
Ethan
Yeah.
Hawke and Lawrence Fishburne, I believe.
Yeah.
not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stick with the
So
original.
okay, here we are back to the big list of films here. So then Halloween, which we are going to talk about tonight. Someone's watching me. Is anyone familiar with that? I don't know that movie.
I don't
Barely.
know.
It's like a
Okay, awkward
I don't think
silence.
so.
Elvis was a TV movie, also with Kurt Russell. I think that was his first time working with him.
yep.
The Fog, which I remember more fondly than it actually is.
Oh, I know
I
why
know.
you're fond of that movie. Same reason. I am.
Terrifying, terrifying as a child, but it was not good. It was not good.
It was-
Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it for like she's like the hitchhiker, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Yeah.
like, almost like a cameo in it, and her mom is in it too.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a weird, but John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, they're the team. But it's about this town that got built stealing money from. They weren't pirates.
Lepers.
They were lepers.
Lepers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
never steal money from lepers. Kids, they don't like it, and it paints you in a bad light. And then they come back to kill you 100 years later. So that was it. But the movie terrified me. But watching it as an adult, I was like, this is a terrible movie. I don't even know what I'm doing with my time. Escape from New York, which we are going to talk about. The Thing, of course, we are going to talk about that.
God, yeah.
Christine, the car movie, which
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's vest really turned me off.
That was a Stephen King one too. So
Yeah.
Yes, so it's like a twofer. You're getting John Carpenter, who I like, Stephen King, who I despise, not on every level, but on many levels.
Mhm.
And yeah, you had the dude with the wonky hair and the bad vest.
Yeah, and the bad
You know,
vest.
I was going to pull up a picture, but then I'm going to get trapped in Christine, and I don't want to be in that movie.
Just one note on Christine. There's some visual effects in there that just blew my mind the first time I saw them. When the car unbends itself, it was
pretty cool.
just some of the shots were so well executed. I'm like, are they inflating a metallicized balloon? How are they executing these effects? They're just so good. Like,
It's
you
not
can't bend a
CGI.
car in reverse, can you?
Yeah, it's not CGI. It's all
It's
practical.
all practical. It's like, how did they do that?
Pre-CGI, yeah.
So good. But that's
That's
the
good.
beauty. That's the beauty of Carpenter. He knows his mechanics. He knows his mechanics.
But not vest fashion. So we had
Well,
Starman.
darling,
which is-
I wasn't on the picture, so don't blame me about the costuming, darling. So
Starman
Well, you might
was an
be-
interesting
oh,
one.
sorry.
It's like popular, but I forget it exists. Oh no, go talk about the car thing again.
Well, I was going to
Sure.
say with Steven, he might be right. They might have had separate pieces that were inflatable, and then just
Yeah.
inflated each one. in
Oh,
a
and
separate-
then
yeah,
Puffing
that's where
out.
my brain went as far as like,
Yeah.
how would you do this physically? Because it was so shiny, the car, and it got
Mhm.
shinier when she gained more, when the car gained more powers.
Mhm.
But,
yeah, so it's probably like
no
matte
knots.
painting,
No
painting
knots.
on something inflatable, and the painting is like chromatic. Like a lot of
Yeah.
the pieces are chromatic in paint, and then
Mhm.
you
Perhaps
just
I can
inflate.
pull this off. Where you can see everybody while I'm
You,
reading.
you
off
just
this list.
inflate each
Semi-good
particular
movie.
piece at a time, like with a machine that's probably computerized or whatever, or someone standing there firing off like 1, 2, 3, 4, and each
Mhm.
piece just reinflates.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we're going to get into this a hell of a lot more when we get into the.
It's like
heavier
a sad
productions, but-
collection of girlfriends for some folks.
But
Okay,
that,
so
that whole idea of Carpenterism, if you were to do a Carpenterism, it would be the practicality of his effects. There was no denying it. There was no knowledge of computer graphics, things like that just didn't exist.
And
So
the
when I saw
thing-
that car unbend, I was like, this is all physical. I know they did this physically in camera. Like, how did they execute that? It's so, and my brain just went spinning. You know.
Especially the monster the monster effects on the thing. You know, that's
Exactly.
all practical. You know,
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
a
can-
Carpenterism at this point.
Right.
It
Yeah.
quite literally is its own word at that point.
Yep,
but
that's-
Starman is kind of a weird one in his mix.
Starman is a
But
weird
it's
one.
nice.
I'm gonna bring this one
You know.
up. So her husband dies, and Alien comes. It's happens to be Jeff Bridges, and he takes the form of her dead husband.
Mhm.
Dude.
That's a little creepy on the surface if you look at it from those terms.
It's a little
Um,
bit.
And this is right after Starman. It's right after Tron, isn't it? Isn't it Jeff in Jeff Bridges' career? This is just after Tron or
this
just
is-
before Tron?
And it's a couple years after.
Yeah, because I think Tron is 82.
Yeah,
Right,
Tron's
yeah.
82.
So they
And-
brought him on knowing his visual effects experience as
Badass
well.
movie, by the way, Tron.
And this is
This is
Karen
some
Allen
early
from
CGI.
What about
Indiana
Tron?
Jones as well.
It is a badass movie. That movie is great.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
It is
Yeah,
good.
it's like pre-Matrix level type stuff
Mhm.
going on in there.
Yep.
And yeah,
Hey,
Karen
hot take.
Allen's in it. And I
I
always
also
had
hate
a
Tron.
crush on Karen Allen. You hate what?
Oh,
you hate
she's so
Tron?
adorable.
I hate Tron. Hate it.
What?
I do.
What?
I know. I do.
Is there a way
Yes,
we can
feelings.
kick him off his own stream?
You cannot.
Hold
no.
on, let's all back out.
He's the lofty pixels on the panel.
Yeah,
Bad
it's bad take. You're talking about the new one, right? Is that the one you don't like?
I also hate that, but I don't like the original Tron. I know.
Really?
I know.
Dude,
And
maybe it's
the
'cause I
Roman
was a
list
kid.
Admonish
grows.
me later.
No, now it must be now.
We don't have time now. We don't have time now. Yell at me later. Big Trouble in Little China. Oh no, I screwed up. No, I didn't screw up. I thought I screwed up, then I didn't. But then that on itself was a screw up. Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, which we are going to talk about. Prince of Darkness, which I really hadn't planned on discussing because it's kind of a side movie. A lot of people think it's cool. I think it's all right, but I don't think it's definitely. I don't think it's top tier John Carpenter. And I know, like I said, I know a lot of people like that movie though. They Live, which we are going to be discussing. Memoirs of an Invisible Man, which I think objectively is a terrible movie.
I was wondering if we're going to mention that one.
Casting, story, it's not good. It's got Chevy Chase as the Invisible Man. Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? No one knows.
It was a replacement director for that. Ivan Reichman was going to direct that.
Oh, see, it makes more
he got
sense
into it with
context.
Chevy Chase, and he went to the studio and said, "Okay, it's either me or him," and they kept him. So Ivan Reitman, it was Chevy Chase wanted this to be a vehicle to where he could go from comedy to more serious roles. That's why it's this weird kind of in between, and it sucked. Carpenter, he doesn't like it. He doesn't want to talk about it. It's his least favorite movie.
What's weird about Memoirs of Invisible Man is it kind of feels like that's where John Carpenter was trying to get to the mainstream, kind of break away from his being John Carpenter. It doesn't feel like a John Carpenter movie whatsoever.
Not at all. No.
It feels like a mainstream Universal Pictures movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. But
and once we start talking about the works, John Carpenter has a real specific look to most of his movies. Not all though, and it's weird when it's not there.
And he does most of his own music, and that brings its own. This is a whole other thing. He didn't have anything to do with the music on this one either. So
Memoirs of an Invisible Man, I really thought was going to be a breakthrough for Chevy Chase, because to me it was like, oh my God, there's really an actor behind those eyes. I was kind of blown away by that film because I'm really into the whole government conspiracies and science fiction tech, and it was all practical. So much of that film was practical, like the hollowed out building with the parts missing that were invisible. Again, just going into that whole Carpenter knows his mechanics, and he can visually put these crazy ideas on screen. I mean, we see him eat Chinese food as an invisible man. It's like, God, some of these visuals are insane, John. It's like you're off the friggin' hook. It's crazy.
But it did not work.
The thing about that movie that really got me is when they're like trying to investigate like what happened to him, and they look at his life and they're like, this guy was basically invisible already. So, and you just think about that, I don't know.
Yeah, and he's a fish out of water against super spies. So it's like, and there's all of that. He's bringing his cleverness to the whole thing, and then of course Daryl Hannah gets half undressed. So I can't think of a reason not to like the film. So
I have a hot take on that. I don't think Daryl Hannah is good looking at all.
Regardless,
and that's it for Copa, folks. Tell them how much you enjoyed it being.
Yeah, all right, Mr. I Hate Tron.
Whole night of bad taste.
Saying Daryl Hannah is unattractive versus I don't like Tron is not the same thing. That's like I know Mrs. Copa's out there, but it's almost a test of sexuality. So anyway,
fail.
She kind of looks like a dude in a wig. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's because she's a hardcore vegetarian.
And that's it for the show overall. We're all done tonight. That's it.
She's a hardcore what, Shieldwall?
Vegetarian.
That too. I don't like her for that.
Don't get into the weirdness. Because
you kiss her, and the soy just seeps into your face.
Oh,
I also don't like the filth element, Zim.
Vanderson will never let you live that down.
Yeah, well, and I'm here to back Zim up, so no worries about that.
The
best science fiction's ever put to screen, ever, in my opinion.
Bah, humbug. So, Into the Mouth of Madness, which we could spend a long time on because it is one of those movies, but we're not going to. It deserves kind of its own time thing, and it's a weird effing movie, and I didn't watch it soon enough to do any kind of discussion about it. Village of the Damned, which no one liked. Escape from LA. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. We can do a quick contrast of that one after we talk about Escape from New York. Vampires, which
The
was
best
actually I think
surfing
pretty good.
scene in a movie.
So
But
Best
not
surfing
so
scene
bad.
in a movie
Like,
ever.
surfing scene.
Best
That's
basketball
exactly
scene
ever.
movie.
Yeah, that's exactly how we used to surf in LA all the time.
Mhm.
Just down the street.
leather trench coats and
well, yeah.
hat.
Even
Surf
Steve
Nazis.
Buscemi couldn't save that movie. It was that bad. Where am I? Vampires.
I like that one. It's a real good one.
It's fine. It's fine. But it's not. We're not. It's not here. It's here. It's definitely above. Well, many of the ones that we've talked about.
It's a fun movie.
Ghosts of Mars, which I know Copa is a big fan of. If I think that's on your top 10. If I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. He's told me that secretly.
Oh yeah, I watch it once a week.
Yeah, it's my favorite
Okay, well,
movie.
it's important. It's important.
Yeah, it's important. It's in the 100 top films in AFI, right?
It's
Yeah,
up
it's
there with
right
The
up-
Godfather. For
Yeah,
me.
it's right up there with
Um,
Stop
yeah.
and My Mom Will Shoot.
And then we have The Ward, which was 2010, and that's his last movie listed as a director. And I have no idea what this movie is.
You can
The
see
what?
why, probably.
She's in a nut house, and it's Amber Heard. Amber Heard's the lead actress. In the
Well,
movie.
fixed.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's
No,
not
it's-
good.
reality
it's-
TV.
it's
Some foreshadowing there, huh?
Exactly.
When art imitates life.
The documentary.
He knew. John Carpenter knew.
Yeah, he's like, who's the
no.
nuttiest woman?
Who's
I
the
can get on this
craziest actress I can cast?
Maybe
Let
she-
me get
maybe
Amber
she-
Heard.
Yeah, maybe she crapped on his bed or something.
Yes, I was gonna say, does she take a
It's
dump
like,
on a bed in there?
Right.
Got
Uh,
a chair.
John,
and yeah.
John, who
That's
do you
why
want
she's
to
wearing
cast
a
for this
slip
one?
on the cover, so she can easily take a
wanna
dump
bring,
on a bed.
You want Jamie Lee Curtis, or maybe we can bring Daryl Hannah back? No, I need some.
Yeah.
I need a crazy. I need someone absolutely crazy.
Look, yeah, it was Johnny Depp's own.
I need shit on
Give
the
me
bed.
crazier. I
Yeah.
need crazier. Could you see him in the meeting? Like, no, that's not gonna work. I need fucking crazy.
Who crapped in my trailer?
I just like the way Johnny Depp described it. It wasn't a turd or a shit. It was she left a grumpy on the bed.
A grumpy.
Grumpy on the
It looks
Yes.
like John Carpenter left a grumpy on the screen with this one.
Yeah,
So we'll
okay.
Not good.
we're gonna.
Well,
we're
he's
gonna
got a
not
fecal fetish, doesn't he? Doesn't he have a fecal
talk
fetish?
Does he?
What are we? What?
What?
Rain so fast.
Wrong
That says it right there.
Wow.
I feel awkward and dirty now, and I didn't even commit that crime. We're gonna start with
That's
some
John
easy
Carpenter.
territory.
I really hope he does, man. It would make him so much more interesting than he already is, right?
Like a famous German filmmaker.
Ooh, that's a good
Really
one.
wishing we hadn't
Yeah.
gone there, but here we are.
Sean Young is way hotter.
Okay.
When
So
she was younger,
I-
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one, Nosferatu. Thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, Sean Young, definitely. She's crazy. I don't know if she's shit in the bed crazy, but she is
She
crazy.
might be.
But I think just aesthetically, I have to go with Sean Young.
I
For,
think
I
she's
mean, the Blade
more.
Runner look alone.
I
is-
think
is-
she's
is
more
the thing.
kill a
Yes.
rabbit and cook it crazy.
Yeah.
Than
And
shit the bed
crapping on the
Totally.
bed, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
red
I
would
finger
love-
style she had in that movie was so good.
I would.
What,
love
you
to
guys haven't
see
dated
her-
anybody that killed a rabbit?
Well, that's how I met my wife.
Funny story.
I can see that.
And we're gonna hear a knock on the door. His screen's gonna go black. We're gonna hear a scream.
Right after she
No,
finishes
no,
hysterical
no.
laughing.
I have to get a new
So-
co-host. It's like, come on.
I know another Sicilian.
Yeah,
another
exactly.
Sicilian.
That's true.
We could replace him with 10 guys on the panel right now. It was like, whoa, no, it was funny, but now it's not so fun. So we're gonna start in easy territory, and again, we're not gonna break these movies apart into 10,000 pieces, but we're gonna talk about what we like, what we don't like, and whatever about the movie. But we're not gonna do a scene by scene. So I'm just gonna click through the movie, and it just kind of is what it is at this point.
Right.
What I did like about Halloween, this is me, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys. This was kind of the first of the slasher type movies of this vein. Am I wrong with that?
Yes. I
Yeah.
think it came out right before Friday
Yes.
the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th is 80.
Well, I mean, technically, Psycho is one of the earliest, but this is when it became popcorn fun.
Like
Yeah.
mainstream. And then you got one every summer.
Yeah. Psycho, it was more
sorry.
story based, I guess, and then it went into these. It's more teenager
Teen slashers. Yeah.
Teen slasher.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was 4 years prior.
That's
to this.
right.
That's
right.
Yes.
What about the Hills Have Eyes?
And Nosferatu, thanks for that. But but that again was more of a one-off, kind of a weird one. Then it was gone.
Right.
I think I did like the opening of this movie a lot, though, with the weird, you get the thing with the kid, and then you get the worst doctor in the world. He's not a good doctor, Dr. Loomis.
No.
Kill him! You must kill my patients! And that's pretty much his line through the movie. But is there a movie Donald Pleasance didn't touch until he passed away? He's in every freaking movie known to man. He's got like at least 1,000 credits to his name.
Right.
He was a busy.
You look at some of those old school guys. I think Gene Hackman too. You look at his career, and you're just like, geez, man, did you ever sleep? What the hell?
Yeah, like Donald Pleasance probably did like 5 movies this year. He just happened to be in a hit.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he dead?
Yeah, he's dead now.
Yeah,
okay.
Dude looked old in his 60s.
Yeah, he did look old back then.
He looked old then, so that means he's
This might
100,
get
right?
me kicked off the panel, but I haven't seen this movie, and I don't like this movie.
No, it shouldn't. Because I'm right there with you.
I have my own horrible takes on many things.
Well, what's your why don't you like it? What don't you like about it?
I just think the idea is silly. The guy walking around in a mask. I don't know. It's just
But he's a
silly.
William Shatner fan.
Yeah, it's just William. He just loves
Star
Star
Trek
Trek.
fan.
That's all. Yeah.
It's just William Shatner.
This is a movie about fandom gone wrong.
Yeah.
Kill him. It is. What I like that they use Michael kind of like Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see him a lot. You only see him in like glimpses, popping up here and there. It really ups the creep factor of the character because he's not there all the time. He's present, but he's not on screen all the time. It's more the buildup of terror that you get with the Michael Myers character and the wholesomeness of Laurie, and her friends are kind of turds though. PJ Souls and the dark hair one.
Yeah,
that's where the whole trope kind of came from.
Yeah, I want to say this is like one of the first, at least mainstream horror films that brings the horror to the suburbs.
Yeah, it's not a creepy farm out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
not a creepy farm.
Yeah, or the hills in the desert, right? With the hills have eyes.
The hills have eyes.
Quick thing here.
Oh, there's my dad. There's my dad when I was a kid.
Pop.
Hi, Pop.
Those are leaves on the ground there. They actually, because they painted leaves for fall colors. And when the shots were over, they had to make sure they get all these leaves because they only had so many.
Yep, that's 100% true.
It's totally
every leaf you see in this movie is every leaf that is in this movie.
Yeah, it is right.
Where's leaf number 263?
Oh yeah, right.
Somebody should get William Shatner clips and lay over the sound.
Donald Pleasance, Sam Neill, Tom Atkins.
And he was
Tom
a big.
Atkins is in a lot of them too. You're right.
A big thing in his early movies was he was a guerrilla filmer. He wouldn't pull permits to do some of the shots, like this one here.
Just do them.
He just did it, and.
Oh, I thought you meant that he did documentaries on gorillas.
No. Nope. A different type of gorilla.
Things like that, Shieldwall, that are going to bring this situation to
because this was basically an independent movie. It was so low budget that they had to do things like paint leaves and not pull permits to film.
But the look of the movie is really good. It actually doesn't look like Precinct 13 Escape from, or help me, the Precinct 13 movie.
Assault for 13.
Assault on Precinct 13. I'm sorry.
That may be why some of these movies have a feel that is unlike a lot of the newer productions. There's a dirtiness to it, like 6 olives in a martini. It's a dirty martini. This one for sure.
Just overall, it's just darker and creepier just because of the film it was filmed on, right? Like, I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
It's
But imagine he's not on a tripod, right? This is a quick setup. If this
just
is a
hopped
gorilla
out of the
shot,
car and said, "Hit
they
it,
just
man."
rolled up with a
Ran over there.
van, got out of the truck, jumped back in the van, ran away. You know,
Yeah,
There's a
this is-
funny series of
that's
scams
super.
here.
I never knew that, man. That's super interesting. I love that, man. I love that about this, dude.
Yeah, there's not
How
like a whole
cool.
big giant light set up, you know, and
Yeah,
it's like,
man.
that's right.
okay, the sun's going down. We got 5 minutes. Go. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
the-
collect
the
the
thing here
leaves!
is
Collect those damn leaves!
Michael Myers,
Yeah.
Michael Myers is gone sequence of scenes. He pops out of a bush. Oh, look who's
Yeah,
that? He's not. He's
the
gone.
mask.
Who's that
the
standing
mask.
outside my window?
The
Hello,
mask
baby.
of William Shatner.
He's gone. It's just it's that
They
again.
made a
It's the
death
building up
mask
though, but
for William
it's a little
Shatner
bit funny to look at, but it was creepy.
for a
Sure.
Star Trek
And-
episode.
They did what for William Shatner?
Was it you said a death mask?
A death
Yeah.
mask
They
for
did a
William
death
Shatner?
mask for Shatner in a Star Trek episode, and they
Wow.
found the mold.
Oh, that's how they did
cool.
that.
What's his name?
Yep, that's how
That
it
makes
happened.
sense.
Again,
I
just
grew up on this
by
creepy farm.
accident,
Sorry, Jim.
off the shelf. That was where Carpenter
Mhm.
went. His brain
Mhm.
saw that and he was like, no, what about that one over there? Oh, you don't want. Oh, but I do. But I do.
What's interesting is when Carpenter directs, he doesn't play with the horizon line at all. It's always a flat zero horizon. The camera's never tilted up or tilted down.
Mhm.
It's always on that flat horizon space, which usually means it's going to be boring. Like that just means it's some kind of filmmaker who doesn't really know what he's doing.
Right.
But he really uses that so you can get this like familiar feel. So when those like really crazy angles, those upward tilt shots come into play and stuff like that, or looking down to see Michael Myers in your backyard and stuff like that, it really becomes like this unsettling thing. See, so now the camera's tilted up a little bit, and
So
we're getting this like creepy vibe going on.
Mhm, mhm.
Right.
So
Yeah, there's also this. Okay, we're talking about this being a slow burn in the beginning, right? Like Jaws. And the cool thing about Jaws that this kind of replicates is you've got an expert on this guy, and he's frightened.
Yeah.
must
He's
kill
getting
him.
Yeah.
more and more
Kill him.
scared, building the tension up for him.
Evil. He's evil.
Right. Yeah, that's a
And,
very
I
clever
think-
device.
Lori may have been one of the worst babysitters ever.
Of all time. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I'd say so.
Here's her friends.
Mhm.
Yes, come over. We can party it up. I don't care about the children. There's someone outside. Hey, baby. And it's
Look
just,
at that.
God love them. She's making corn. The thing is on. though, and
Hey.
good for them. She did one thing right in the entire night. And so her friend is watching this little girl. They're all watching, I guess, the thing on separate televisions at separate houses, and then they all come together here, though, which was kind of funny. And this was kind of hilarious. So her friend goes out to the car. I think she's going to smoke or do something
Oh, yeah.
nefarious. But the car is all steamed up, and she's like, "What is that?" It's like, really, girl?
Notice?
That's a fun shot, though.
Hmm.
Surprise, you die.
Yeah, and then the kids are together. Now they're watching. What are they
Forbidden
watching?
Planet.
Is that Forbidden
Yeah,
Planet?
yeah, that's Forbidden Planet.
Yep, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought Forbidden Planet was in color. Or is
Yeah,
that
not on
TV
this
just not in
TV.
color?
Yeah, it's probably a black and white TV.
There's probably
It
a
must-
black and white version of it.
Mhm.
Or well, because I like Forbidden Planet quite a bit. I tend to fall asleep during it. It's like one of those movies that I like, but I can't stay awake during. Oddly, she brings Jeffrey Dahmer to the house.
They
And
shot
I
this
don't know
movie.
why.
It does.
Well, she's safe.
It does, man.
Mhm.
She's safe. She has a vagina.
They shot this movie in 7 days.
Hey, Jeffrey
Wow.
Dahmer got lucky.
There he
dude.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dahmer
he did.
about to eat her.
Let's grab a beer.
So funny.
There's
This would be
no
a great
hands or
place
hearts
to
in here.
store body parts.
Those
You
are
wanna-
definitely rich
You
people.
want a sandwich?
He gets Dahmered.
Ah,
You can tell all the eggs they had.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what he learned. Nobody knows. For certain.
Yeah, they're so rich they got all those eggs.
Wow.
For sure.
That's how it was in the 70s, kids. A whole
Look at that.
refrigerator
For
sure.
full
Look
of
at that.
nothing but eggs.
He's a
Yeah,
millionaire.
what the hell? Is that the egg refrigerator?
Yeah, back in the day when they actually had an egg tray on the door of the
On the door.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
It's like the classic stabby scene here. And so
Nice
he
face.
pins him to the wall. This scene is funny and odd.
Yeah.
So he comes into the room wearing a sheet. And I know it's Halloween, fellas. There are many things I have done in my life. This is not one of them.
You never role played in the bedroom with dressed with a sheet on your face?
You never put a hole in the sheet and then went to the bedroom?
I mean,
When you say
nobody's
it
going
all
to
like
judge
this,
you. Nobody's going to judge you.
Gosh.
I've dressed up as a cowboy once, but never as a ghost.
I can see that.
Yeah, Melvin, I
That's
love
okay.
that movie. Monster Club is really cool.
Oh, yeah. It's a good movie.
I don't know this Monster Club.
But he's got the glasses. That's a special touch right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You have
because
to
it's
pull
obvious
Dahmer
he's
on that
person.
one. This is Dahmer's ghost coming.
Except
through the
for,
door.
when he strangles her. And she's on the phone with Lori at this point. So all she's hearing is,
Yeah.
and she's like, that's not funny.
Typical.
Oh, I
woman.
just had a
Doesn't
dirty
listen.
joke pass through my mind. Anyway,
Jesus. Just your mind?
now Lori is like getting worried though, and for whatever reason the kids are sleeping, and this is bad babysitting. This is bad babysitting. She just throws the kids in the room, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We
This
must
is another-
kill
this is
him.
Another, yeah, is this another one of the tropes that this like brought to the mainstream? Was the terrible teenager who's partying with the kids? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, it continued on
Yeah.
after this, yeah.
Yeah, everybody smokes or drinks or has sex and this movie dies. So that's
right.
yeah.
the beginnings of that.
This is certainly when parents who were watching this movie in the theater went, we
Mhm.
left a girl that looked a lot like her with our kid.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
And they all get out of the theater at the same time.
She just left the kids, didn't she? She
She did.
said
She just
that.
deserted the kids.
It was
Yeah.
the 70s.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the 70s. You didn't.
Yep,
that's
have
true.
to
Because she
hover
was
over
watching
these,
the
man.
girl so that the other girl could have sex, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
But because that's what you do when you babysit. in the
Priorities.
70s.
Mhm.
And she comes in the room, and it's like, which again, there are just a lot of odd things that happen here. And
Hey, are you guys
That's
still
her-
banging?
Yeah.
oh no, you're dead. My mistake.
Oh my God, you guys aren't still
Oh,
banging.
maybe
You're
I
dead.
should get back to the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Jana,
is-
I think that this is one of the first movies that begins that concept and
Yeah.
starts
Yeah.
writing it
Right.
into the normies public consciousness of anyone who remains a virgin probably won't die. Anybody who
Mhm.
either is promiscuous, then more than likely.
Getting
I
this
thought it was
a knife
Reefer
to the, a knife
Madness
to the
is
neck.
when it started.
Yeah, and this is like the collection of bodies here. So you got dead friend on the bed. You've got Dahmer who's hanging upside down in a closet. You've got other dead friend in the. She's the one who got strangled in the car, I think.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh wait, yeah.
He's
in the
very
cupboard.
neat.
Dude, he's wiping out the whole neighborhood, but
Hey,
he's
he's
clean.
industrious. Why? I
One
mean,
by one. Nice.
Well, at least he's
a
putting them away.
millennial killer would be too lazy to take her inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
just
man.
leave bodies
I don't want to
everywhere.
work so hard. Oh, God,
Well,
that's
being
creepy.
a serial killer
It
is
is.
so
That-
rough, man.
That the mask picks up just enough light.
Mhm.
It brings out the deep terrors of the dark. What is lurking
Mhm.
in there.
It's true.
Lori's
Brilliant.
terrified, running.
Oh, she
Lots of
finally goes
running.
home. Cool.
Hey, I know I left you alone.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Shit's whack out there, yo. Stay inside.
It's crazy out there.
Go back to bed.
Dahmer's dead. What do we do?
Tommy?
What's the plan, kid?
You gotta kill
He's
him.
out there, somebody. You must kill him.
Go back to sleep. There's a murderer on the loose.
Go back and hide in the bed.
Tell your parents right now. You'll go back to bed.
Don't worry, kids. It's the 70s. There's a murderer.
It's the 70s.
Relax, it's the 70s. The murderer's not going to.
You'll be okay.
That's right.
What are the chances?
I'm gonna hide in the
Filter
closet.
off
Leave
the
you-
menu.
I'm gonna hide in the
I-
closet
this
and leave
was-
you in the bedroom.
I think my favorite scene in the movie is the closet scene, though.
Oh, it's great.
Well,
Because she's in there, and you just see the movement, and then when he smashes through and just starts rummaging around and turns the light on kind of by accident. And she starts grabbing for shit, and she's trying to get the coat hanger because, it's a
No
weapon.
wire hangers.
No wire hangers. We've all seen that movie. And she apparently she has a lot of time. This must be like the strongest closet with the slatted closets that ever made. I don't know what they were made of, but they're pretty strong.
I
This
can't
is
remember.
real
Was
wood,
she
not
holding the
cardboard.
door closed with her feet or something? Like what was preventing him from just opening the door?
I actually don't know the answer to that.
It's the plot that kept her.
Yep.
The plot was so strong it kept the door closed.
exactly.
And then she stabs him in the eye, and he falls over. But he leaves his little friend behind. And she pops out. She's like, "Hey kids, I know you're still in the house with the murder. Please go tell somebody." All right, we'll go.
I doubt there's more murderers out there. Just run and tell the neighbors.
What are the
The
chances?
neighbors are dead. Sorry.
Yes, they're dead.
Probably
Keep
not going to
going.
run into another murderer.
Just keep knocking on doors.
You'll find somebody alive eventually.
The sit-up scene was good as well, though. That he was late and he just sits up straight. There's no like kind of getting up like old people do. It's like boom, up. The kids run out of the house. Loomis gets a clue here. I bet he's in there. We have to kill him. And then the stabby.
Stab.
Mike,
And finally,
He's done with
somebody
He goes,
brings a
he
gun.
goes, I'm not lobbying for this guy's murder anymore. I'm going to take it into my own hands.
Yeah, he's not shipping that job out anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
you want something done right, you do it yourself. But so he shoots him out the window. He goes laying on the ground. He's getting, he's resting. Looks down and he's gone. And Lori's like, God damn it. And then back to the house, that it all started in. And now, yes, I was making fun of it a bit, but this movie works on just about every level of a horror movie because this was, we talked about a little bit, almost a prototype for the movies that were to follow it.
Yeah, it's like the granddaddy of the whole genre that came in the 80s, the teen slasher film.
Just the score alone, his theme.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Even now you hear it and you're like, oh God, something bad's about to happen. It's like, but yeah, it's fantastic.
It rivals Exorcist's theme.
Oh, you know what?
Oh yeah.
As a recognizable piece of horror music.
Oh
yeah, with just the piano going. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So and this is also the one that really put Carpenter on the map.
This is
you knew who John Carpenter was after this. You had the follow-up Halloween movies. There is one Halloween movie. You might get away with 2 because 2 was very much in the similar vein. But after that, they
don't really get good until the 7th or 8th one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The original plan for this was Halloween wasn't going to be Michael Myers. It was going to be the holiday. And every Halloween movie would be a different thing, like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. That didn't come out of left field. That was kind of like the original plan for these. But this was such a moneymaker. They basically just remade it and made a ton more money too.
Halloween 2 was weird too because it was in that hospital the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yes.
So the concept was each movie was going to have a different murderer
or different type of story, not just a murderer, but some type of different horror themed thing happening on the Halloween holiday.
Oh, so one of it might be like a werewolf movie or something.
Yeah.
I'm glad they ditched that Because Halloween
that
3 was
predates
bad.
American Horror Story, doesn't it?
Yeah,
What do you mean
yeah.
Only
Which is the
Halloween
same
3 was bad?
concept. It's
That was way better
anthology
than
of
Tron.
seasons.
Ah,
Irish Halloween masks. What could go wrong?
people putting masks on, their heads exploding. I don't know. It was weird.
It's funny. My good friend Matt, the drummer, loves that movie, and he forced me
Yeah.
to watch it. And I'm like, dude, that was effing horrible. What do you mean? That's the original concept for the Halloween movies. I'm like, that may be, but it doesn't make
They
this
didn't
any
do it.
less bad.
Right. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
But I can't say thank God the studio recognized their folly, because then you've got Halloween 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9.
H2O.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That was enough.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Who doesn't
Then
want
I-
LL Cool J in a horror movie?
Then there's
then
Rob
there's
Zombie.
then there's the Rob Zombie movies. Is there
Oh,
anything Rob Zombie touches that doesn't turn to a giant pile of shit?
He
Early
Allegedly.
white zombie
Corpses.
stuff.
Well, musically, early music stuff, yes, I
Yeah.
will show. But film wise, I don't like Rob Zombie's work. It all has a similar kind of vibe.
you didn't
to
see
it,
the
and it's all-
Munsters? The new one? I mean, come on.
Oh,
It was shot on an iPhone and it looked terrible.
oh God.
By the way, Roman, what you just did right there is straight out of The Minds of Madness. That's a
Yes.
totally a
Sam Neill, everyone. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming.
one of Drinker's favorite
I'll be
clips.
looking for the Oscar nominations later.
I would
Jacob
say Rob Zombie's
Ironside-
short in what was
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Grindhouse.
So Jacob
the-
did his
was Worth Cess.
Yeah, it was
his
good. It was
memes
short.
for the
That was
evening.
hilarious.
So what do you guys want to jump into next? We have, like I said, we're going to save a couple of them for later in the show, but the ones that we can look at now in this hour, we can jump to one of two: Escape from New York or Big Trouble. Which one you guys want to dive into?
I suggest Escape from New York.
Escape from New
since
York,
It
yeah,
happened
save-
before.
Saving the big three. And I know you don't hate me, especially you, Mojo. I don't need any bullshit. This is your first time on. I prefer Escape from New York over Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh my God.
Copa's
What?
his head,
What?
Copa's head dimmed down a little bit. He's so disappointed.
I can-
His Halo,
I can
his
see
Halo
that.
dim.
He's like, no.
Because there are two different tones of movies.
Oh, God.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Well, yeah.
That's all, that's all I'll give you.
If I was on, if you said, "Hey, you get to pick one or the other and take it to your deserted island,"
You take Big-
unsubbed.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey.
Aw.
Hey, is Mrs. Catania coming to your defense? Of course, she kind of has to.
No,
or,
she wouldn't.
or you're going to wake up
Like,
with a
trust
pillow on
me.
your face, and you're going to be like, and she'll take it off, and you're like, "What are you doing, honey?" She'll like, "Nothing. Just close your eyes. You'll be
I don't
fine."
know.
At least that's what happens in my house. That's how it goes.
Mhm.
So
It's just-
what I see we're talking about Escape from New York.
Yeah, well, I think we could connect all three films together. We got
Didn't he have a
Russell's basically
trilogy?
in all three? It's like Thing,
Yes.
Escape from New York, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Trouble.
Are they the
Actually,
same
it's
person,
it's
but in an alternate reality? Are they,
No,
it's a
it was-
multiverse, right?
Trilogy of was it the
Yeah.
it's
The
Apocalypse
dystop-
Trilogy,
yeah.
which is the Prince of Darkness is the other part of that. Except I don't know. Does anyone on this panel actually like Prince of Darkness?
I do.
No.
No.
You do.
I do.
Okay, so Blair does. Okay, so we've got the one. So we know who it was. John,
We know who to
John
get rid
Carpenter,
of.
This is your guy. So
The only thing I thought was interesting with Prince of Darkness is that he used like 3/4 of the cast from Big Trouble, but not Kurt Russell.
true.
Yeah,
It was the guy from Simon and Simon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The not mustached version.
The not mustached
guy from Simon and
guy,
Simon.
yeah.
The other guy. The pretty one.
But he drew a
Oh, pretty
mustache.
boy.
Pretty
He
boy.
did draw a mustache for it. So
It wasn't as good. So the in Escape from New York, 1981 movie about a very dystopian future in which crime. Here we can pull. I actually have the slides ready to go. Or do I? He said it, and then immediately it failed.
The
Talk
studio
about
really
building a wall. I mean, crying
Oh,
out
yeah.
loud. Built a wall around the whole city.
Yep.
Like
No,
the
I don't
studio
have
did
hair
not want
creative
Kurt
pieces.
Russell because
What
Kurt
did y'all
Russell
think of the
still
gun in
seemed
this?
as a Disney kid back in those days.
And the only
Yeah.
thing he did, the only thing he did
Oh,
that
oh,
was
is it
serious
Mouth of
before this
Madness?
was Elvis, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis, yeah. He was
And that
unknown,
wasn't
yeah.
really like, badass Snake Plissken type. It's,
Yes, this was
Yeah,
a definite game changer for him.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
Um,
totally pulled it off though. 100.
He
Oh,
nailed
Oh,
it, man.
God,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, he totally ripped off Clint Eastwood, but he totally pulled it off too.
Oh, yeah.
You're just
Get
pissed
off
at me
my
because
lawn.
I don't like Big Trouble. He does John Wayne in Big Trouble, dude. It's
Yeah, it works there too.
And he does it well, yeah.
He does it well. He does both
and,
well.
and when he doesn't actually do
It's great.
John Wayne. I maybe need to choose my phraseology better.
Just
Well,
But
in,
I'll
I
move on.
patch.
in Big Trouble, it's a caricature, and everybody knows it is.
Yes.
Mhm.
And in this, it's Snake Plissken is a real badass.
Yes.
right.
He is.
He
So
will
this
really
is kind
kill
of
you.
like our 2020 instead
Right.
of 1980.
We didn't build walls around cities, unfortunately, though.
And
Not
we
yet.
probably should
We're
have.
just putting
Wait, wait.
homeless camps around
It
the
only
city.
rose.
Yeah.
It only rose.
Wall.
Yeah,
Build that
I
wall.
know,
Slowly
I know,
happening.
I know.
crime
The wall
only
just
went
got
up
10 feet higher.
400%.
The opening of this movie was really cool though. You had
Yeah.
the girl voice. I don't know whose voice that was, but
It was
if
Jamie Lee
anybody-
Curtis.
Was that
That's
Jamie
right.
Lee Curtis?
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew someone would know, and it wasn't me.
Of course. Copa would.
Well, Copa showing off, Mr. Fancy Man. So you get the narrative about what's happened in America. We got to continue. And so they've made,
Was it-
basically made. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say this is just great exposition. It only takes about 5 minutes to get the basic rundown and geography of what's
The
going on in
tone.
New York.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you don't need to revisit everything again or have people talk about the same shit. Like when he's in the prison, you don't get the stuff from the warden again. In 1988, when crime increased by 400%,
Right.
we imprisoned everyone.
Yeah,
here in New York.
exactly.
When he
Exactly.
goes in prison, they don't have a little ward that comes up that says New York City prison when he goes in there,
I did like this part where it says, you've been sentenced and all this. If you want to forgo the sentence,
Yeah, if you'd like to terminate.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. If you want to terminate, talk
Actually,
to the
Zach's,
duty
it's like Canada at this point.
sergeant. Yep.
Right, yeah.
Oh, ouch.
What, too soon?
No, it's about right.
If you want to sign up for the maid service,
Yeah.
Why was the president's airplane flying over a prison island?
exactly.
Well, I don't
It was
I don't know
hijacked.
necessarily.
It
Oh, yeah, that's
got
right. It was
really-
hijacked. She
It,
flew
it
it.
got diverted.
Bro, she almost flew it
This is
into
when
the
the phone
Twin
calls coming-
Towers.
This was a
Yeah.
little bit funny
Yeah,
for me.
she did.
Yes, that's well, but they were still up then. Even in this timeline though, so it worked. Lee Van Cleef is an odd character in this. So he's the warden or the commissioner of the United States Police Force. He drives in a limo though. I thought that was just kind of peculiar. I get that they're trying to show his station.
But then he
But
comes
it-
out, he's got an earring and fucking
Earring.
cool bangles.
Yeah, and
Like,
back
that's
then that was not
hip.
something that you saw a dude wear.
No,
Yeah,
no.
look at the guy on the phone.
Well,
Everybody
yeah,
looked like
because
that
it's-
Jimmy Carter type of,
Yes,
conservative.
But he's rolling up in the limo, I think, because they want to show that the people in power are also the rich people in this dystopian future, right? So
Yeah.
he's loaded, and he's part of the the ruling elite or whatever.
Yeah, but does homie have chandeliers for hood ornaments? I don't think so.
Nope.
No.
Hey,
Nope.
Yep.
he got some nice
He's the
earrings. though.
commissioner.
He does have
Yeah, he
nice
does.
earrings.
He's no.
They're lovely. They're lovely. So yeah, they're getting the distress. So what is it, David 14 or something?
Oh, what do you
And
know?
it's this weird socialist
was
bee in the cockpit. She's doing that whole. Today, the people will have just scored a
Yeah.
victory over the. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounded like an old hippie, like the pigs, man, from the
Yeah.
60s.
She's reading from a script, like a little manifesto she wrote in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
And,
I
And
don't
you could
understand how
tell.
the egg works.
Wait,
Yeah, is this like the birth of Goku? Except he's going to come out and say,
That's
"Kill
the
Michael. Michael is
Presidential
dangerous."
escape pod. Look at that. And
Kill him
it has
immediately.
a bio monitor built into it.
No, it's cool, but I just don't understand, with gravity and all, because it doesn't have a parachute as far as I can tell.
Well,
It
if you
kinda
look at the
pops out of the
graphics,
plane.
it's a little dotted line that goes and then shows it. So that breaks the fall, obviously.
Oh, the dotted line. Okay, it was hitting the dots. It all makes sense now.
The other thing is their own fault that the plane got hijacked. Because did you see her hairdo? She was obviously something wrong with her.
Jeez.
Really, you got to come back to me, Zach. I'm sorry. I'll make amends somehow. I'll eat something maple. I don't know what you people eat.
I saw that same pic this morning at the 7-Eleven in Santee, man.
This guy,
And
we are living in the future now, Mojo.
I know. Is this the I like turtles kid? But it's
yes, it is. It's him grown up, man.
Oh man.
I like turtles. He just lost. I like turtles.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
it's
in.
perfect.
like hold.
He's in this one, and he was in Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, he was in Beyond Thunderdome
Wait,
too.
this guy was in Beyond Thunderdome?
No,
Yeah,
I like turtles kid.
Yeah. Oh.
Roman's like, wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Another reason to hate that movie.
So he's got his, something about Mary hairdo going on and some filed teeth. And he's like, if you're not off the ground in 30 minutes, he's dead. He does this whole thing. And then he's got the president's finger and he's got this effed up laugh, which is really annoying. He sounds like a hyena.
Well, that guy did a good job, though.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
turtle
Shots.
motherfucker right there, boy.
Yeah, there's some really nice shots in this, though. What is his name? Bob Houck. Bob Houck versus Snake Plissken. Just the two of them head to head. It's just it's a cool vibe.
During this, he talks about how
he's an idiot.
He mentions his military background.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Yeah, Plissken, we heard you too," because he was in the same war.
Yes,
and in
Russia.
And kind of smiled at him and said, "Yeah, Plissken, we knew of you too. We heard of you guys too."
Mm-hmm.
So they're both, badasses.
Yeah, he's
cool to
he's
see
giving him the
Lee Van
lowdown.
Cleef too, man.
Yes,
It's something other than a western.
Yeah.
He looks. It's cool to see him in the film.
I still can't get over
movies and stuff.
Yeah, he did some ninja movies for a while there too.
Yeah, after this, he did The Master, the TV show.
Yeah, he did.
this.
That.
This totally reminds me of the scene where in Ratatouille, where they're drinking wine into the night. That's what this reminds me of. I don't know. I can't get it out of my head.
I literally have no idea what Steven's talking about right now.
Moving on.
So he sells him on it. He's like, you're going to get a pardon and all the shit. And then he's like, all right. I'm going in either way.
This dude next to him here, wasn't he in a whole bunch of like 70s TV shows and stuff?
Yeah, that's Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins, I believe.
Like Emergency and some other ones or something.
He was also in the Fog.
The president ran
yeah.
his
look at that
campaign
watch.
on
I
the
had
president
that watch.
ran his campaign on saying, "I will kill Michael Myers."
Y'all know where you recognize
him.
him from? He's from Lethal Weapon. He's
he's
Danny
the
Glover's,
that's right. Yeah, he's
Danny Glover's
the
Vietnam buddy.
Yeah.
You
owe me.
You owe me. You owe me, Roger. You owe me.
Kill them all.
Making films. Pornographic.
God bless the working
pornographic
actors.
Films.
Mm-hmm.
They fill up all the background
Oh
characters.
no, he said pornographic videotapes. She was making pornographic
Videotapes. Yeah.
He was in Halloween 3.
Yeah, he was the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
I blocked that out. I remember Masks. They had a clever song.
Yeah. Let's forget about that.
We dwell too long. So he's got a locator device. He's
ready to go to the punk rock show now. He's got his.
He's looking good.
Looking good on. Yeah.
And they give him these shots, because bacteria. And then the doc is like, tell him. It's the two capsules are going to blow his head off. Now, I want a consensus on this. Did they really put caplets in his bloodstream, or was it bullshit?
I think they did.
I think they did too, 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Hulk
Yeah.
would not trust him a second without being on a leash.
Yeah,
He did something. He did something in the war that really everybody understood he was dangerous.
Well, the idea was that because they've got the Gulfstream, the glider, and it's like, well, he'll just turn that shit around and fly it off to wherever, so he's not going to deal with it. So this is his insurance plan.
But I think they also might have been worried that he'd go in there and probably rally them.
Yeah,
Right. Place it over.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the guy. Even in like a post-apocalyptic type situation, nice guys don't dress like Snake Plissken, bro. You're not gonna let them. You know, you're not gonna let them take your daughter out on a date or something. You know, this dude's gonna kill you the first chance he gets. Man.
Could you imagine him rolling up to your house in shin pads and a eye patch?
Hey,
Yeah.
my name is
Hey, I'm here to.
I'd
take
love
your
to see
daughter
a
out.
re-edit of all the scenes with Ben Stiller in them taken out of Meet the Parents, and it's Snake Plissken.
Just
Snake
Plissken.
and I don't think Robert would have any issues with Snake.
I'm banging
showing
your
up for his
daughter, Robert.
Yeah. With a cowboy killer hanging out of his mouth, you know.
Yeah.
Bang your daughter.
Yeah.
It'd be like, fantastic.
one-
You know what? No lie detector test necessary.
My
Go
name's
on a good day.
Bliskin
Enjoy.
Fokker.
So
Here's some extra money for dinner.
Jacob Ironside with the memes, of course.
Nice.
Yeah? Oh,
He's my favorite. You know what am I going to say?
that's pretty solid. That's
I like
good
that.
That's
work.
pretty solid.
It's good.
Pretty Metal Gear Solid.
You know, I know what I'm doing. I
with
know
the
what I'm going to be for
snake?
Halloween this
Little
year.
snake reference.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It had to be snakes.
Snake.
That's the one.
Snake!
That's our Escape from New York pick. So back to
Mm-hmm.
the other. So
I
he's
love that background.
he's all dressed up, going to the
I was
glider.
just about to make a comment about that. We got Ronnie
Which
Graygun as the background. As your background of the whole stream.
Yeah.
Ronnie
That's
Raygun
fantastic.
from They Them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They Them from They Live.
they them.
Wow.
Not too far off.
Your indoctrination is
Programming is working.
Well, I'll see you later, guys.
Everywhere.
Bye, Copa.
And that's
Go
what we
help
got.
your wife
Kids.
do sit-ups.
This is a pretty good wireframe for the day.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's
you got a lot of that, but yeah, because that's inside the console of the glider. You had a bunch of these.
Right.
It was pretty cool.
You know what I like about these visual effects is that they sync right up with the intro, right? We got that brief
Yeah.
exposition thing, and then we see the actual graphics and the same color qualities on all the monitors, in all the technology. So it kind of connects. It's almost like he was getting
Continuity.
a briefing in the limo on the way there. Yeah, it's really well done. So well done. Continuity, baby.
That's
Kubrick
important.
was right.
Wait, how did the
This
airplane
is supposed to be
survive that?
1988, right? 1988.
This is 1997.
Okay, yeah. This is why my family was trying to escape to New York from New York
Yes,
back then.
yes,
'Cause
yeah.
This is what it turned into. So
Yeah.
we left.
Um,
97 was the
Plane
Rodney
looks pretty
King
good
riots,
for
wasn't it?
crashing into a city.
I think so. Yeah.
no.
Well, Rodney King, that was 92.
92.
Yeah,
Those early
92,
90s.
sorry.
Early
All right,
90s.
Rodney King in this. We have enough problems tonight. So
Oh, man.
he lands the glider on top of the World Trade Center, which was rough, and then makes his way down into the city. And of course, he's able to find the plane immediately, which is kind of cool. I like this though because again, we're talking practical effects. They obviously they cut up a plane, drug it in here, and set it on fire. I mean, it's not hard to find the old wrecks, but I'm sure it wasn't inexpensive because this was his big budget movie of the time as well. He had money to make this movie.
It's a hell of a set because they do almost a 360 pan with Snake in this shot. He starts off on on the other side of this camera, and they do kind of a 180 degree pan with him. So they pretty much show this entire set piece, and it's pretty massive.
Freaking permanent. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Actually, they had to sublet the tail section.
It's $2,000 a month to rent it out.
Yeah,
Well,
just one
that's
seat.
nice. They left the power on for the criminals.
Yeah.
Of course, the president's not there, but he's got the tracker. So he's hunting him down. And he's like, oh, that's not cool. Because he's the things in his neck are going to blow his head off in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
This scene is kind of, whoa, Roman, what are you doing? The theater scene, they got they actually have a musical going on in the show. And this is where he meets Cabby. And Cabby to me is a fascinating character because why do I keep doing that?
You know, he's a
behind
serial
Indiana
killer.
Jones.
Cabby
right.
never left the city though, because remember, he's been there for 30 years, he explains. And this from 1988 to when they closed off the city to 97, that's not even 10 years. But he was, he just stayed. I guess he was like,
Where's he going?
it's a job. I know my way around.
Yeah, he's comfortable.
So I thought it was interesting. Snake, you don't want to go in there. He recognized him. Everybody recognizes Snake Plissken, and they all think he's dead. That's the tagline in this movie, as opposed to the fantastic tagline in Escape from LA, which I thought you were taller.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the whole Snake Plissken thing in this movie is everybody knows who he is, but they never tell you exactly what he did to be famous.
Right.
So
Right.
they just
So
leave
John
that up to you.
Wick. John Wick is not new then.
Well, that's what I
John
was
Wick
gonna
and
say.
Snake Plissken.
That's what I was saying before, is that you understand Snake is dangerous because everybody knows he did something in the war that made him famous, but you never know
Reputation.
exactly
He's
what
got a
that was.
reputation.
Also,
Yeah.
he has zippers on his shirt, so
Yeah, the more zippers, the more dangerous of a man you are.
This guy's got an eye patch for God's
That's
sake.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, and look at all those straps on his boots. I mean,
Look at
God.
that.
I know, right? Yeah.
This
got
is
shin
downtown
pads
St.
on.
Louis. Downtown St. Louis had a massive fire.
And he
back
has
in
a
the late
suppressed
70s,
Uzi.
and they filmed
And he
it
has
there.
a suppressed Uzi with a scope on it.
Is
It's
that
gotta be-
well? In case you
pretty
want to hit
bad,
those long
man.
shots, dude, with your
Yeah.
Uzi,
Yeah.
With the Uzi.
with your submachine gun. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
an Uzi though, or is that a Mac 10?
It's a Mac 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
that's right. Mac 10.
yeah, with a really big silencer on it.
Well, it's important to know.
But that's not a set. That's really what
Details,
St. Louis
details.
looked like back then.
Back then,
So,
Yeah, it had a massive fire in downtown St. Louis, and the whole downtown core was burned out. So Carpenter
Wow.
was able to film down there. That's why it looks so
Yep.
messed up. It's because
Well,
it was
and-
messed up.
Yeah.
and they did a nice job because you did get some exposition from the commissioner Lee Van Cleef. They do have some power. There are lights on in parts of the city, so
Uh-huh.
so you understand. It's not just why are the lights on, because it on its own it doesn't make sense. So it was cool. He finds the tracker, but it's on
Is
some other
Carpenter
freaking-
crazy enough to film a movie in Ohio?
Ooh.
I just see John Carpenter sitting back looking for disasters to happen so he can film another movie.
Yeah, an interesting
like-
little note on that is that when Japan was beginning its process of recovery, there was still a lot of bombed out sections of all over the country of Japan. And a lot of those old action movies where they're filming in what was debris because of a giant monster attack were actually filmed on locations that were still destroyed post World War II. And that's how they got away with a lot of it. And the mob came in, bought the territory, used it as a set, and then rebuilt it.
Smart.
That's his girlfriend at the time.
Oh, is that who the
In
lady
real
who was
life.
taken down by the crazies?
Yeah, in real
Oh,
life.
nice.
They were
Ground
dating.
dwellers?
Who is that? She's
Amber Heard's mother.
trying to think what else she was in. She looks familiar to me.
Yeah, I don't know. She actually gets a credit for this.
Yeah, she's the Choco Nuts girl, is what they call her. Because they're in the.
Oh, that's true, because that's where they're hiding out.
Yeah.
It's not a weird euphemism. Just so we're clear.
That's the name of the shop
Ah.
for it, which is weird. I was like, a shop that sells nuts. I was like, all right.
It was a
for heaven's
coffee. It was a
sakes.
coffee back in the day.
It was a coffee.
Yeah, they're
back
hiding
in
there, and then
day.
the crazies eat her, chase him out. Cabby's outside waiting, like, Snake, it's a bad neighborhood. Throw some Molotov cocktails, and then he's like, I'm trying to find the president, and they take him to
Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Hello.
found somebody
Wait,
else.
see-
What's up,
Adrian
fellas?
Barbeau.
What's up, Mrs. Barbeau?
Yep. My last 12 hours on Earth are going to be good.
My eyes are up here.
You know
My
what?
eyes are up here.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't the only head that's going to explode.
Whoa. It's a children's show.
Yeah.
So she takes him to see Harry Dean Stanton, who is an associate of Snake from a previous times, and Harold, and he left him. He deserted him. And then I think that's may have been when Snake got picked up, at least one of the times. That is a weird looking gun. Now that I look at it, that is a hodgepodge of shit that doesn't.
Yeah, and he's got a scope on his silencer attached to his Mac 10.
And this became all comic book guns from here on out. And the comic book guns just got bigger and bigger with accoutrement after accoutrement bolted onto it. Yeah, it's got silly.
Now, if they could have put a grenade launcher on it, I would buy it. So,
I like the redundancy
knows
of the
a
shadow.
lot of the city. He's a smart dude. He knows how to make gas, not the way that we make gas, but like actually functional fuel gas, and just power and different actually functional things for the Duke of New York. The Duke of New York has the president. The Duke of New York is the big crime lord in a city of crime lords, and played, of course, by the delightful Isaac Hayes, who voices Chef on South Park, boys and girls.
Yeah, Barbara was married to Carpenter at the time.
There they are.
Best car ever.
Oh my God, that is a beautiful car.
Look at that.
I would so roll around.
You like my lights?
It didn't have hydraulics on it, though, did it?
Yeah, I thought it did.
I thought
it
did. It's gonna bounce a little.
Oh, okay.
You know what those chandeliers need is a miniature Dobby on top trying to unscrew them. That would be perfect. That would make it perfect.
And you got the real cool music too.
For those of you who don't know what a Dobby is,
Google it.
Roman.
Yeah, the Duke had his own theme song when he came in. You know, was
Mojo's looking at this thinking, I can do this. I can pull this off.
I am, dude. I know exactly how to do it, dude.
I know.
I know who I'm going to when I want chandeliers on my car.
Yes. Yeah, he's also your zombie apocalypse friend. So it's important to have Mojo handy.
I forget, is there any hip hop in this music? In this film? Is there any
it's got like a funky
bassy,
bass.
Yeah,
it's a funk.
Noise.
It's more funk.
Yeah, it's like
that's one inaccuracy, I would say, because that car would be thumping, like hopping up and down, thumping to the beat.
Well, this is before like hip hop has like really.
Yeah, it hadn't really coalesced. I think
this is the Sugar Hill Gang era.
Yes. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. Sugar Hill Gang and Ohio Players.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you don't see what happens when you don't kill Michael Myers.
Yep.
I tried to kill him. I did my best.
That's what happens. You get tied up.
So he's taking pot shots at the president just because it's like he's like trying to open the briefcase, but you can do that with a hammer. This is clearly a more fun version of that. And he does open it up, and then the tape falls out, and then weird something about Mary Hair guy with the bad teeth takes the tape. Now the tape on it has some kind of thing about nuclear fission. Am I correct?
Yeah, it just came from a conference on it.
And obviously you're going to transport that on a cassette tape. That's the best way to do all of these things.
Unencrypted, by the way.
Yeah. And it's the only copy, apparently.
Yeah.
So Snake, I think, did I go out of sequence here? No, I guess I missed some slides, so I'm sorry about that. But the gist of it is Snake and Brain and the big-breasted lady try to rescue the president. They fail. They capture Snake, and now he's in a gladiator fight. This speech from Isaac Hayes is pretty fun, though. He's like, they sent in their best man, and he's going to lead us out from the neck up. On the hood of my car, and everybody's like, "Hey, yes, you're a madman!" Clap, or he's going to kill us all. So it was a fun little thing, and now he's got this not very good question mark snake on his gut.
Well, it's in case there's a question snake you see.
Yeah. So frankly, you didn't really need this tie-in. I don't think it was that important.
That's why he had so many.
That's on the belly. Yeah.
That's why he had so many zippers on his shirt, so he could reveal it one piece at a time,
slowly.
To Adrian Barbeau.
You like what you see?
You like my snake?
Yeah.
So while this is going on, though, Brain, the smart guy from earlier, why they put a wig on the president, I don't know. It didn't make him more attractive.
Because they're wacky.
They're crazy.
Crazy.
So Brain's looking for
they're setting a trap.
tape.
for Michael
And-
Myers
and-
there.
Lure him in.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah,
Can I
it's
just
no
say-
virgin detector?
Can I just say that Henry Dean Stanton, who plays Brain, like I defy anybody to find a movie that he's in that's not even just below okay. He's
was
in like what?
He's
I
an
was thinking he was in
alien.
Avengers, right?
Yeah, he's in Avengers. He's an
Avenger,
alien.
no.
He's
Yeah.
in
Repo
Repo
Man.
Man.
Yeah, another one of
Years
those
ago.
working actors.
Wild
He's
at
one of
Heart.
Oh yeah, wow.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Isn't he in what is it? Summer movie show or something like that? It's like one of Jeff Bridges' first Oscars.
Last picture show. Last picture.
Yeah, Last Picture
Last
Show.
Picture
He's
Show,
in that
yeah.
too as
Yeah,
a young
yeah.
man.
Wow.
He's also in Red Dawn.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yep,
That's true,
as
he's
the
the
dad.
dad.
Yeah, he's the dad.
Avenge me!
I need to correct
Oh yeah,
Stephen,
in the
though, for a second.
re-education camp.
Yeah.
Harry Dean Stanton was never young. He was born at age 47.
Yeah.
He was born at age 47, smoking 6 packs a day.
Yeah, man.
That's
And I
true.
think I think he died close to 100 years old too.
He was
I believe
old.
it.
Yeah, he was old when he passed away.
Yeah.
So they trick the hair guy, and then the big breasted lady shoots everybody in the room except for the president and Harry Dean Stanton.
Nice.
In the meantime, though, Snake's fighting for his life in here against this big dude.
Ox Baker.
You know, I see scenes like this, and all I can think of is Goldie Hawn sitting in the audience going, I'm married to that man. I'm married to that man right there. Married to him.
He was in Godfather too, huh, man?
Look at how awesome he
Oh,
looks. I
yeah.
mean, crying out loud.
Yeah.
Look at this guy
Cool Hand Luke, Kelly's Heroes too.
Wow. Pretty in Pink. He was the
rocking
dad,
that
man.
hairdo.
Yeah.
I
that's pretty
defy
good.
anybody to go through his IMDb and find a movie that is just putrid.
Mhm.
Henry Dean Stanton brings it every time.
I don't know. You do enough movies.
He's done like over 100.
Yeah. One day we can do a show on Harry Dean Stanton.
Good idea. Sign me up for the Harry Dean Stanton show too.
Welcome
man.
to
I love
hour
that.
7 of Harry Dean Stanton. Mid
Today,
The later
Pretty in
years.
Pink.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty good
Man,
face.
they copied this stuff in a lot of movies. The gladiator stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, this is
Oh,
this is right out of Kill Bill,
yeah.
where the way the way she takes
That
out
movie, No
the
Escape.
girl.
Mhm.
Spike bat to the back of the head. That's how I want to go, kids.
That guy has
And so
very
they-
Ming the Merciless.
Mhm.
Oh, the mustache, yeah. So they get out of there because like as soon as they realize that Brain, Adrian Barbeau have stolen the president, everybody gets freaky and bugs out. But the cabbie gets a drop on everyone, and then they're going across the 69th Street Bridge, which is mined, but Brain has a map because he's that kind of guy, right?
Who's the guy playing Cabby? What's his
Ernest
name?
Ernest
Borgnine.
Borgnine.
Yeah, oh yeah, Ernest Borgnine. Yeah, he's an Academy Award winner.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for Marty.
Yep.
And
But he's also
he was in
one of the
top
Wild Bunch.
also in McHale's Navy.
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff too.
Oh yeah, he was also the co-pilot in Airwolf. That
Oh, Santini Air.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
That's his
Fucking-
signature.
So they're on their way across. So the bridge is mined. The bad guys are chasing them. Michael Myers is still out there. So they hit a mine and Brain dies, and then she's like shooting again. It's a
Every
six
gun
shooter
gets a
with a
scope.
scope on it. Everyone
Yeah.
it's
I
like
love the
Road
sound it
Warrior.
makes.
Everyone was wearing football pads. I think there must have been a truck that dumped a bunch of scopes out in New York before everyone had to bug out.
I mean,
Okay.
does that
you
does
know-
that even have a long barrel on it?
You've got to
It makes sense if it
appreciate
had a
that
long
she's-
barrel on it.
She's
I
not
don't know.
blinking. She's not flinching. She's obviously fired a gun before, unlike many action heroes in
Yeah.
modern day. Just not afraid of the gun
Yes,
at
it was
all.
it was a good scene. Yeah, she's shooting at the Duke of New York.
Mhm.
She, that's who she's blaming for all of this stuff right now. and then she gets run over by the Duke of York.
That
Oh,
is
that's
John
awful.
Carpenter's garage floor.
Oh, is it really?
Because
Fantastic.
she shoots and shoots and there's a wreck, but you don't quite see what happens to her. So a lot of people are kind
Right.
of like, did she live? So they went back after the film was basically done. This is in the garage. They trash bags to black out all the light, and she was married to Carpenter this time. So they filmed this one scene on their garage just to give her a closure to show what happened to her.
I have no context for what Zach is saying here.
I don't know either, Zach.
What?
Zach, I'd ask you to explain yourself, but I don't think I want you to. So,
This I get. Invaders Zim.
Yeah, huge tracts of land.
That's funny.
so they get the president.
We missed it.
What?
The Duke of New York scene where he dies.
I know I failed. Yes,
You're fired.
I know. Look, there are a lot of slides to go through. I do my best.
So they get to the wall. They're going up one at a time, of course. And as Snake is going up and his time is running out, the president pulls a lever, stops it. And as
Which
the
I didn't
Duke
understand, by the way. Didn't make sense for him to do that. There was really no need to do it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have interfered with what he was going to do at all.
Yeah, but it really ramped up then he pulls out a big ass machine gun and goes, "Number one, who's the Duke? Who's the Duke?" And I think lights up the Duke, and it's like this machine guns him to death. And then
It's like all that pent up rage against Michael Myers finally has somewhere to go.
I always thought it was so funny, angry white man unleashed.
Yeah, it was, and that was a strange. Like I said, it was just, and the fact that he froze Snake going up the wall was like unnecessary. It just, but whatever, I didn't script. So there, he's over here, and Snake has like a question. He's like, "So a lot of people died trying to get you out. I just want to know how you feel about that." And the president's like, "Well, I'm very grateful. I've only got like a minute before I have to be on air, though." And Snake. Yeah. It's like, all right, you're an ass.
Yeah, the guy that plays the president was in The Great Escape.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance.
Yes.
Once again,
Yeah.
Donald
The blind
Pleasance
guy
is
that
another
got
one
the-
of those actors.
Yeah.
He
was the forger.
And Donald Pleasance really was in a POW camp in World War II.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And it was
So
not a
Snake,
nice experience
Snake,
for him either.
At this point, the warden, the commissioner offers Snake a job. Snake basically tells him buzz off. And then the music starts, or the tape, they put the tape in, the fission tape that everybody's been waiting to hear. Again, I don't know why it has to be like this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But Cabby had a bunch of tapes in his car that he liked to listen to, like Big Bang music, and Snake swapped it out for one of those. So it's like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's kind of it. And he's just sitting happy as a clam.
And he has the real tape, and he's like ripping it up. He's like,
"Oh, here's the others. My slides got all screwed." It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Ox
matter.
Baker. He was a real beast back in the day.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Well, and a lovely mustache.
Really? I thought that was just younger pictures of Blair de Blair.
Oh, thank you. I
Before
couldn't pull off
before his
the
beard
eyebrow
came in.
look. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Escape from New
Blair de
York.
Blair showing up at a Halloween party, and everybody goes, "That's not what Groucho looks like."
Let's see. No, I guess I don't see Brandon floating around out there yet. Okay. All right. I need to take a very, very quick break. But I'll be right back.
Yep. Yep.
Please don't throw any anime up while I'm gone.
All right, time to
But,
do Japanese stuff.
So,
Patron on.
Thunderdome. Let's discover
you
that
mentioned
discussion.
that you're 3 inches wide, and then your wife does an "oh my god" gapy mouth. I don't know about the timing of that, but God bless you. Hey,
Hey, wait,
Roman, this is the time to leave.
Bye, Roman.
This
See
is the time to
ya.
go.
Bye.
Let the kids play for a while.
I will be back
Anytime.
briefly. But what I wanted to throw there was before I take my 2-minute break here. The Escape from New York was like Halloween, incredibly trend setting. You got a lot of
Hey,
things.
Placid.
Placid, how's it going, pal?
Last
A lot of things that
Oh yeah.
were in the vein of Escape from New York, and I'm not talking about Escape from LA. Not smaller budget films, but just that demise and within the city, the world, the worlds within worlds kind of thing. You got that from Escape from New York, much like you got the modern slasher film in the form it's still, in the current form from Halloween.
There are a
So
lot of Italian knockoff movies of like Escape from New York too. Various versions of it.
was it just like Sicilia's just wandering on? Hey!
Well,
hey,
no, it's always a northern Italian guy,
Oh yeah, yogurt. That's a yogurt eater. Talk to those people.
So let me ask you this: how old was everybody when they saw Escape from New York?
I was -1. Oh,
Like the first
when I
time you
watched
saw
it?
Yeah, the first time
I
you
saw it.
And like, was it what medium did you see it on?
I want
12,
to say,
13.
yeah, I want to say I was like 6 or 7. I was hanging out with my friend who lived next door, and it was on like a tube TV with a VHS tape.
Yeah, what
Okay,
VHS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like it was like one of those movies where it's like it was like this thing. It's like putting in your first punk rock tape and listening to it. It's like watching this punk rock movie.
Yeah, because I saw it on like most of my stores are like this second generation VHS, so it was like a second copy of a VHS tape.
Yeah, it was a duped. That's the same with me. It was a duped copy of.
So it wasn't the best quality. It was still watchable. It wasn't like a third or fourth generation, but and then, but I don't know. I was 13, I think. So you're right at that formative age where all that stuff is really super badass, and you're like, yeah, and you don't know any better than the president would have an escape pod and whatever.
Put a deer rifle on a Mac 10,
deer rifle.
No, it totally looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even my wife and I just rewatched this like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I'm looking at that Mac 10 piece, and I'm like, it still looks cool.
It does.
Exactly.
It's not practical, but it looks awesome.
Like when he uses it to cut that hole in the floor, I think.
really?
I was like,
he cuts
his ammo like that.
Yeah,
and
he
that's
saws
the
through
thing
a
with
wall,
80s
doesn't he?
movies.
Yes.
They used guns as multi-purpose tools.
Yeah, infinite ammo.
Never reload once. Although I think he does reload it from like a spare mag, but they gotten a lot better with that, especially with like John Wick and stuff.
The only thing I wish is that he had a butt stock on that Mac 10. It would have made it look.
I thought it had a collapsible stock on it.
It does, but he doesn't. He doesn't open up the stock on it.
That's right. He doesn't. Yep.
He would have looked like Boba Fett a little more with the stock on that thing.
Yeah, he would have. He wouldn't make the same mistake that Shotgun Boy in Jurassic Park would make. Taking half an hour to undo that stock.
Yeah. Let me unfold this stock while I sit here watching you hunt me.
So I asked the question, Roman. How old were you when you saw when you first saw?
What year did this movie come out?
It came out in 81.
Here it is in 1981.
Yeah.
So
I
I
saw
probably
the theater.
saw it whenever it jumped to HBO is when I saw it.
Yeah,
But-
HBO
and
and VHS were my go-tos.
I mean,
for
it wasn't. It was maybe. I would say it was maybe a year later.
I probably saw it in 83 or 84.
I forget how long it took to.
I watched
things
it
to
on
get from,
cable.
Yeah, it was about a year after
movies
was
to
when they'd go out there. Yeah.
theater to HBO back then. It's not like now where it just happens.
First time I saw it,
like
it was
2
on
months later.
FX, channel FX.
So I was
cable.
probably 12 when I saw it, or so, or right around there.
And
But
I
it
saw it
was
with my dad
close to the time of the actual release of the film.
because
I
it was
was
an
there.
R-rated movie. My
3,000 years ago.
My mom wouldn't let me watch R-rated movies, but my dad would. So I watched all these cool movies with my dad because he was, the cool dad to let you watch R-rated movies with him.
I just went to my friend's house and they had everything. I mean, everything, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
yeah.
Everybody has that friend.
and you were just
Everybody
like,
has that friend.
yeah.
It's
Yep. So
Yeah, my
Yeah,
friend was the
VHS
same way.
changed everything.
They like duped everything from HBO and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like anything that they got off HBO was on a VHS tape, and yeah,
VHS
they
tape.
also
Bad
also-
word I ever learned. I learned from some other kid at school.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's all true, Mrs. Dragon. It's all true, Mama Dragon. It's all true.
There's a little
You
Billy
learned it from
kid.
somebody else. You
Yeah.
raised him well, but he learned it from bad friends.
Yep. That's how.
Yeah,
That's
That's
how
how
it
it
is.
always. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it is.
I like how piracy back in the day was you had to like dupe a tape off a tape. So you had to have
Yeah.
like 2 players going or 2.
Yeah, you had
cassette
two
tapes.
VHR.
That was a
Copying each
big
other.
thing overseas where they had they were like VHS clubs, and basically
Mhm.
someone would get the master, they'd make copies of it, you could rent those copies, and then you could just make a copy off of them. I mean, they'd push that little thing in, but you just put some tape over it and you're good
Oh
to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, on the tape there was a little button you could press and it would pop this piece of plastic off.
It's
Yep.
true.
And when you put it in the player, a little finger was in there to go in that little area, like a probe or whatever, and it would tell it
Whoa, with the probing. You're getting in their dangerous area
whether
already.
it could copy
Fingers
it or
and
not.
holding.
So you just put a piece
All
of
right.
tape over it.
Yeah, you just
and
put a
it's
piece of
fine.
tape over it, and you're good.
So Escape from LA is again objectively bad. It is. Is there
Objectively.
anything anybody likes about Escape from LA?
No.
No.
The basketball death
No.
shot. That was the
The surfing
Oh
scene.
my god, the basketball!
man.
Instead of gladiator fights, it's a basketball.
basketball.
Thing. Oh, it's so bad.
Bad. It's bad.
Oh shit.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah,
The east and west coast cities making fun of flyover country are the 2 cities that are prison cities.
Yeah. Future they're the prison cities.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice they didn't put a wall around Chicago, right, and make it a triumvirate.
But they kept referring to Cleveland somehow as being even worse than all.
Because it's
Yeah.
a true statement if you've ever been to Cleveland. Yeah. The thing about these 2 movies for me is Escape from New York and Escape from LA. I've watched Escape from LA a grand total of 1 time. I've watched Escape from New York probably 10.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah.
right.
Definitely rewatchable. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Escape from there's so many. Like I said, Steve Buscemi, who I like a great deal, is in Escape from LA, and he did not. It didn't matter, because it was just such a dreadful. Escape from LA is like a parody of Escape from New York.
Exactly. Yes. It's like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
making fun of Escape from New York, and it's goofy and it's not serious.
Yeah.
Whereas Escape from New York, they're taking that entire movie deadly serious.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what makes it work. Everybody
Yeah.
is totally believing what's going on.
Right.
Nobody
hear
is
this
tongue in
yourself?
cheek at all.
Did you hear the story of Kurt Russell when he was filming the first one, Escape from New York? So they're in burned out downtown St. Louis. And you know they had a lot of the lawn shots where they're running down the roads. So the Carpenter had to keep going. It's like, okay, keep going a little bit further. We're going to do like this big lawn intro. So he keeps going. He leaves the set area where security people are, around the corner, and there's a burning barrel, and there's a bunch of dudes hanging out there. Like, locals. Scary as hell. And he's got his, fucking machine gun with his rifle. Full setup. And he just looks at him, and he cocks his head and gives him that look. And they're like, okay, man, okay, we get it. And they leave. It scares the shit out of the people who live in that place. And then when he came trotting back to the camera, said, John, I think this will work. I think this is going to work.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't convinced that he was badass enough until he did that. Then it was like, yeah.
I thought you were going to say that he kept going and then ran into
Kurt
those people
Russell.
and thought they were still part of the set.
Oh, no. He rounded the corner, and then there was a bunch of, these, dudes from that part
Kurt
of town
Russell
around a
said
burn
that
barrel.
this was his favorite movie and his favorite
Yeah.
character he played.
Yeah.
Then why did he make Escape from LA? That's the
Money.
question you have to ask.
I think sometimes when you make a movie, you don't realize it's kind of crappy until it's done.
Well,
Like, you know what I mean? Because
Oh.
maybe they cut it wrong, or the shots
Yeah.
didn't quite look like you thought they were going to.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. And when you get attached to a movie, you got your friend John Carpenter, who you've worked with through the ages. You trust him in his writing. You trust him in his directing. So So you just kind of go with the flow and you see what happens. You know, there could have been studio interference because that film also does come across as another failed attempt at getting into the mainstream. So
a big breakthrough movie, but
yeah, it felt like that was like Carpenter's way of trying to get into the like bigger budget action genre or whatever, and it just didn't work out. So yeah, you don't know. Like it could have read differently in the script, but the way it came across just
and you got nowadays, you know, they've got reshoots and all this other stuff, and so you know,
yeah, they had that before, so that reshoots isn't something new.
Okay, let me clarify. ESG driven reshoots.
Oh yeah. That's the new one.
But the little bit of history about Bill Murray and Ghostbusters 2. It was in his contract that he would do Ghostbusters 2 if they greenlit the budget for him to film The Razor's Edge.
Oh,
wow.
So that's the only reason why Ghostbusters 2 even exists, is because Bill Murray had a little project on the side going, and he wanted.
Well, I wish Ghostbusters 2 didn't exist because I thought it was a complete piece of shit.
Yeah, he also should have had a stipulation that
the number of films
never got made.
You know, the number of films that you don't like, Roman, your opinion is getting
I like
less
a lot of
and
movies.
less
I just don't like
important.
that movie.
Ghostbusters
Or the Fifth
2016
Element,
with
or
the
Tron.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that was terrible.
And all of them showed up to the movie that was wiping out all their characters. That's what blew my mind.
And that movie could have worked if they had totally written it different, cast it differently.
Not made it at all.
Writer, director.
No, if it would have been a continuation, like they were the daughters, granddaughters of, or something, and there was like a lineage, not just, hey, we're going to reboot it with chicks.
I thought it was going to be cool.
That's true.
If,
Zim, you're right.
If the Ghostbusters got successful after 2 and what they did in 2's exploits, and then they franchised out the Ghostbusters name.
Oh.
And then they were a different Ghostbusters team.
Right. In a different city.
Yeah. They're in bombed out St. Louis, Missouri or something.
Well, you're giving them too much credit, Compa. You're asking for...
Some shit all the men are dead. That's where that theme exists.
You're asking for creative thinking. That's not what
Whoopsie doo.
But I did like Ghostbusters Afterlife. But we're not here to talk about Ghostbusters tonight. We're not here to talk about that.
We're here to talk about Carpenters.
Right now,
Zach's called it Roman hates the talkies.
He nailed it. Zach nailed it.
So Nosferatu's safe.
Yeah, movies really went downhill after.
That's not kind. That wasn't meant to make me feel.
Movies
good.
went downhill after Birth of a Nation.
Oh God!
Straight to hell.
All right, so moving on. We are talking about fucking assholes. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
finally a good movie.
This is
why we're all here.
Like a lot.
Big one.
That's what got MOJOE here. That's why I teased Coppola into coming back again this week. Cannoli's like, as long as we talk about Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I mean, Snake's my favorite character,
here.
but this is my favorite movie of his.
Yeah, but I don't really. I watched this movie the other day.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Roman's getting spicy.
I fell asleep after they got captured by
too much talking.
Older Chinese man in his complex with the guy who could puff up in the electric guy. Yeah. So I dozed off at some point in there. I woke up. They were swimming with dead people. And then I fell asleep again, and they were just in Wong's restaurant, and everybody was happy. So I figured it ends well.
You know what Jack Burton says in a time like this? Your takes are terrible.
Sometimes I just don't. I don't like this movie. I don't like it.
This is why you watch it when it first comes out, when you're still like a teenager, young man, as versus when it's like nap time every 5 minutes when you're watching something.
I know. I liked it when I was younger. David Lopan, thank you, John. It's supposed to be just older Chinese gentlemen. David Lopan. He has a name, Roman.
That's racist, Roman.
Why?
Yeah.
He's old. He's Chinese. There's not anything wrong with that.
Surprise.
Thing. It's like the elderly Italian man. That's me.
I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
Don't say it.
Anyway, so this is 1980.
Zax will like it. I'll tell Zax.
Fine. Save it for Zax. Save all your nice things for Zax.
Roman, throw that meme up first.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jacob. I mean, Jacob actually he did make another. We have 3 memes. Well, actually, we've got like 3.5 memes. Oh Lord, that one hurt. So this is a good one. I think you guys will appreciate this, especially the coach.
Knowing the reflexes.
Yes.
You know what Copa Burton says at the top?
The check is in the mail.
So my only problem with this
Tech
picture
9
is that gun doesn't have a scope on it.
No.
Yeah, what's up
That's
with
what
that?
makes it believable.
Yeah, silencer on it. too.
It kills the hell out
That's
of the
why you
ceiling,
don't like
though.
this movie,
Yeah.
isn't it, Roman? There's no scope on the gun.
No scopes.
I can't tell if that's
a
I
great
can't
one.
tell if that's Kurt Russell or not.
I can tell.
Oops. Hang on, let me pull this off because it's here. Looking at my Twitter, my twaddle. And I don't want you to see that. So here we are. Back to that's actually I'm in the wrong movie again. Don't panic. Everything's fine. Stop panicking.
James Hong, who plays Lopan, is a national treasure. By the way,
Oh, he's awesome.
He's in a lot of things.
He's in a
He's
lot.
in like
He's
9 million things.
yeah,
he
I
was
did
in
Runner.
Big Bang Theory even, and that was hilarious. He was in Seinfeld.
Yeah,
He does a
in,
lot of voice acting too. He's got one of those voices that you would recognize.
Yeah,
He's in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
Movie I just did a review on.
Kung Fu Panda.
That's right.
He
Yeah,
plays
he's
the
the
turtle.
dad.
Yeah.
He
He
was
was
in
in
Blade Runner.
he was in an episode of Gomer Pyle.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Oh, you know what? He's also in the Sand Pebbles.
He
That
was in
like one of the
the
first.
the Shadow
his first.
movie.
Yep.
That's right.
Playing
he's-
basically the same character.
He's in Chinatown. He's.
Well, that seems a little.
I'm
the
not
nose.
being racist. I'm not saying he's living in Chinatown. I said he's in the movie
Was-
Chinatown.
Oh,
He
okay.
wasn't in Gremlins, was he?
No, that wasn't
no,
him.
no, that
Okay.
wasn't him. But he,
Now that's
he does fit the
I used to
description.
Yeah.
I used
That
to
is
think
true.
Chinatown was a
Oh, he was
comedy.
in. Was
until
he
I
in Fifth
watched it.
Element?
Yeah, he was the
Yeah, the ramen guy.
Yeah,
the
the ramen
ramen
guy.
boat.
Oh,
Oh, you
yeah.
know what?
And
He has a
speaking of which,
cameo.
he was also the eyeball guy.
Oh,
in,
yeah, he was
Blade
in
Runner.
Blade Runner.
Oh,
Yeah,
Blade
yeah.
Runner, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he also has a cameo in Airplane. He's the Japanese guy who commits suicide.
Suicide.
He's
yeah.
the guy that worked on
Oh,
Eyes.
wow.
Stabs
Oh, because
himself,
that guy's
yeah.
telling his boring stories.
He's telling his
Yeah.
boring romance story, and he just
Yeah.
kills himself next to him.
This
That's
could
him.
be like a game show, man. Pick the old Chinese dude from the '80s movies.
He was
You got Mr. Miyagi, you got Lopan, and then you got the dude from the, then you got the dude from the shop, and he buys Gizmo and Gremlins, and you just got to pick which movie they were in, man. This would work.
That's
Wow.
pretty good. No, Joe.
Yeah.
We may have a show for next week, folks.
He says?
The Wheel of Fortune cookie.
Oh,
Oh,
cancels.
let's go.
He's actually not associated with
There goes the
channel.
stream.
That's as far as I'll go now. Thank you.
Yeah. Stop right there.
I think that's probably far enough.
Oh yeah, he was in The Golden Child.
Oh
I didn't even
Oh,
think
yeah.
it for
Nothing.
a
Yeah.
project as well.
Absolutely
No.
nothing.
He was in that. He was in. Wait, it was the guy that plays Egg was in Golden Child.
No, I'm pretty sure it's James Hong who was in Golden
You
Child.
may be mixing up your Chinese men.
No,
So
They all don't
between
look alike.
Let me.
what Harry Dean Stanton and James Wong, I think we've got at least another 4-hour program ahead of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
what about Danny Trejo, man? How many movies
Shut the
has he
fuck
been
up,
in?
Mojo. Just shut the fuck up.
Shieldwall. Shieldwall. They're both in it.
Oh, okay,
wow.
yeah, because the guy
Double
that plays
pleasure.
Egg is the hot chick's dad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of
Yep,
Egg,
there he is.
Oh,
There's
there he
Egg.
is.
There he
Yeah,
is.
look at that
Yeah.
guy.
What's up,
Look at
Egg?
He's been in a lot of stuff too.
You want to
Yeah,
go over
I'm
that?
saying, man, it's a game show.
Let's
damn
spin
it,
the
no.
wheel of fortune, Cookie.
Dude, yeah, it's just
Let it go.
credit
Just
to
let it
John
go.
Carpenter with all of these working actors. You
Oh,
think
and
about
guess
the
who else
guys
was
we've
in?
just mentioned.
Who
all of
else
these
was in
guys.
Golden Child? Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Saddam Numsi.
Who?
And the guy with the dagger.
Yes, but
Wow.
does
Was,
anybody
he-
remember that Eddie Murphy was in The Golden Child?
Yes.
And-
Yeah.
We don't talk about him. We don't talk about
Donkey?
That'll
Donkey
do,
was in
Donkey.
movies
That'll
before he was
do.
Donkey?
him.
Oh,
Um,
this Egg is Victor Wong, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed.
He died about 2 years ago. Thank you, Matt.
Rest in peace.
So this was it's funny because they don't go back to this scene, if I'm not mistaken. It starts with him trying to explain to the policeman, I think, or is it his lawyer? It's a cop or a lawyer. I don't remember which. Or is it an
It's his
insurance guy?
lawyer.
Doesn't fucking matter. But he's the guy from X-Files.
Mhm.
That guy. So he was Deep Throat on X-Files. Yes, that was his name on the show. It's not,
Come on,
again,
dude.
not a clever euphemism.
Okay.
Well,
But he's explaining to him what happened, but we never go back. It starts with it, but it's just it's there and it just dies. I don't know why. I mean, maybe he thought he was going to revisit and just said, fuck it. And
I
because
think
he
maybe
has
it was it's the setup, and there's nothing that can come out of it later. So who cares? And that's what makes the film a little unique too, right?
I think
exactly.
people forget about
Yeah.
the scene. I mean, by the time you get to the end of the movie, so much has happened that you forgot.
Yeah.
that, he was talking to the dude. He asked him if he believes in, sorcery, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, and I completely agree, Mojo, that we were entering, these films all happened in a time period where disjointed theater was kind of like happening. These edits where it didn't really completely make sense all the time, and they left things wide open at the end too, like at the end of Thing. There was a lot of that going on. And how do you get back to that guy? You got to end
A lot
it
of questions. Yeah.
I never drive as fast as I can see.
Oh God!
The first thing that popped into my head though when you showed these last two scenes was the music, man. This music in this movie is killer. And
Yeah, man, that's
if I'm
John
not
Carpenter
mistaken,
too.
John
Yeah.
Carpenter did
Good.
all of it, like
Yep.
100% of the score. Yeah.
Yeah,
dude
the
knew
pork
how to
chop
do a score.
express.
The pork chop.
I mean,
Pork
if you
chop
look at his
express.
truck, that is the most toxic masculine thing you'll ever see
Well,
driving around.
and when you see it, it's
Look
just
at the front of it.
barreling down the road. It's a giant, even as far as big trucks go, it's a big truck.
And it's got the grill on the front.
Oh,
the
yeah.
mud flaps, the chick mud
Yep.
flaps in the back too.
Yep.
And that is actually a character named Cherry from the Archie comics. Believe it or not, that's where that profile comes from.
Oh no way!
Yep,
I never
that's
knew
it's
that.
from the
And
Archie
you don't
comics.
Get you don't get the title until several minutes have passed of movie because he's doing his whole Jack Burton exposition spot where I've lost it.
Yeah, the CB his
when you get
CB
there-
podcast.
And they're rolling through credits while he's doing this, and it's hilarious. He's eating
I
a
would
burrito or something and driving. And
You
get
know
the whole,
what?
I'm
what old
talking to
Jack Burton
whoever's
says.
listening.
I would love to listen to a Jack Burton podcast.
Right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
great.
yes.
Oh, I
There's
sit
gotta
through
be one.
hours of that.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, I liked his little Baja hoodie thing. I wanted one.
Mhm.
I liked
Yeah.
his boots. I thought they were cool.
boots
Oh,
are
that's
cool.
when he
His-
had
his-
those.
he had a hidden knife in him.
Moccasins.
Yes, that's why
Yeah,
it was so cool.
moccasins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Those
they're
are
like
moccasins.
thigh-high moccasins, thoccasins, I think they're called. I made up a word. So he's playing cards with all the folks. There's ducks and birds and all kinds of shit getting unloaded from the car. They're gambling because
It's
that's what you do after an all-night truck
it's
ride.
a wet market. It's a wet
Oh,
market.
God.
Oh Lord.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Do we even remember what that means?
Victor Wong also that's true. He was yes.
That's right.
The wet
I
market
didn't
just
see
don't
any
need
Yeah,
that.
bats in this.
You know
in this
the
place
chat
either.
tonight is just they're throwing so many good things at us here. This is
The
fantastic.
chat has been glorious, man.
Carpenter
This
liked
chat.
working with the same people a lot, so
Yeah, Herman. Like 3/4 of this cast is back in Prince of Darkness, which is the movie after this one.
Yep.
An
Like
extinct
even
American man,
Wang
that's
is
true.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, give me 1 sec. Just
Go ahead.
chat for 1 sec. I'm sorry. I gotta take there's a thing.
Or
It's
check
like
into the Psycho Award, whichever comes first, huh?
so
See,
Jack
another quotable
basically-
movie.
He drops off his shipment and he's got nowhere else to go. So he sits and plays cards with where he dropped off his shipment, which is obviously in Chinatown, right? Like that's how. And any second now, we're going to scrub into the image of the Chinese guy from the Die Hard Bad Guys crew who eats a Crunchies bar.
Oh, that's right.
He also
plays
tortured.
one of the.
He also tortured Martin Riggs
Mel
in
Gibson.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He's a bad guy.
He was like
Another
the
working
Asian
actor.
bad guy in the 80s.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was.
What,
Did a
that
lot
guy?
of stunt work. No.
No.
He's a guy with the like longer mustache.
Real long hair. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy. Okay, I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah, from
That's
Die Hard and
right.
Lethal
As soon as you
Weapon.
said it, I knew who you meant.
Look how
Hey,
he's
so-
kinda-
I've got a question for you guys about this scene, right? So they play all night, and the next morning the sun's coming up, and he's kicked his ass, and he wants to do double or nothing, right? But I don't know if it's in the script or if the guy, the actor just got it wrong. But what made it to the final edit wasn't him saying double or nothing. He said it twice.
Yeah.
He said nothing or double, Jack. Nothing or double, right?
Nothing or
And that's
double.
just such an odd way to say that. I wonder, like, where that came about, right? Like, if that was actually part of the script, they wrote it like that to, just get your attention, or what it was, because it's just so odd, man.
If you know people that English is their second language, they make those kind of errors all the time, especially
They do.
if they're speaking an Asian language, where sometimes how the words are put together are a little backwards for us.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, what Yoda did.
Yeah, it seems like people who speak English as a second language, they always tend to err on idioms, especially.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, because
Right.
English be hard.
hard
But
in English.
But you got to wonder, was that intentional? Did he write that in because of that, right?
Probably. Or they ad-libbed it. But
I
my
just-
thing is, in this picture, is look how he's dressed like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
short round
Oh, do you
father.
think a short round grown up?
Mm.
Oh,
Could
Could be.
Oh,
Dr. Jones. Yeah.
I put googly eyes on it, Dr. Jones. Googly eyes. Googly eyes, Dr. Jones.
well,
You
this
know
is
what's
the cut the bottle in half.
Yeah.
This is such a great moment, man. Good grief.
Yeah.
She
was
this
off.
done in one take? What's the background lore on this single shot? I mean, there's
I
got
got
to be a
something.
story
Go
behind it.
back one, Roman. See the
One more.
boxes in the background.
Mhm.
When Carpenter came on set, they were all straight, all stacked
Oh.
on top of each other straight, and he went over and just knocked them all over and messed them up, made them look like they'd just been thrown over there. Thought that was a cool tidbit.
Like a real place
Yep.
would be if they got done with
Yeah.
stuff. They chuck it,
Well, whether
Yeah,
it would
exactly.
really be like that or not, what it does is it adds this sense of chaos and realism to the background. It's like dirtying
Yeah,
up a set, It's
Totally
just the
agree.
lines are too clean. You're starting to see crosses and stuff like
Good night,
that in the
Herman.
background. It's like
Oh,
aesthetically,
Yeah,
it disturbs
Great job
the
tonight,
image.
Herman. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So we get rolling here. He loses the bet. He's got to go to the airport. For some reason, Jack decides to give him a ride. Okay. That's a little bit weird, but no one slept.
No, he's supposed to get his money from him.
Yep, he gives him a ride to get his
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, he's not letting them out of the sight.
I may have
Right.
dozed off at that point. So I'm going to, you guys just go in on this one.
How do you-
Roman.
So
It's just
It's all in the reflexes.
Roman.
it's all in the adrenals because this guy has quite literally not slept in 2 days, right? He's coming on to this gig off a truck ride and
Well,
then
it's-
plays cards all night
It's-
and then goes on this big Chinese adventure. I mean,
It's
I
all
It's
in
no
the
secret
reflexes.
that truck
It's all in
drivers
the
smoke
reflexes.
meth.
yes.
Right. Yeah, they're used to staying up.
Yeah,
I
there's a
remember
method to it.
what it was
though.
like
I get
being
it. There's a
young.
method.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you could go all week on like 4 hours of sleep.
This is
Okay.
his Chinese adventure was this, hallucinating because of lack of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That could be. This girl doesn't look Chinese.
Yeah,
She's
I don't
got
know
green
why they
eyes.
did
She's
that.
different. You know how rare that is?
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
It makes her look like a white girl.
He has green eyes.
Jeez.
Yes, we're at the
Oh,
airport. There she is. She still doesn't look Chinese.
Yep.
She's totally Chinese.
She
got green
totally looks like a Star
I don't
Trek
think she's
villain.
Chinese at all.
It's probably like how would have happened is genes from like Russia
Right.
kind of mixing in with Mongolia. Then
That's true.
a generation later in
It's
the
a different
Chinese.
actress, right?
Jeez.
It's not Kim Cattrall in both roles.
No, I
No
don't
way.
think so.
That's
I don't
Fang
think
Fang,
so.
Eric Swalwell.
No. Yeah, that's a different. The Chinese
Great. This
woman
scene
is a
great.
different person.
Come on.
It's
Yeah,
not
this
her.
seems
Okay.
great.
It's
All
not her
right,
in
I'll
a
sign
wig.
it.
You should stand downwind. It's Miller time.
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
He's
he
been,
goes up. He
he's
tries
been
to make
slugging him
moves on
back,
them.
hasn't he?
Brought at the airport. Yeah, he's been drinking all night. Hasn't slept.
Making moves.
Yeah. He's a
He's
stinky
got the
man
moves.
making moves. I
Yep,
love him.
like a real man.
That's
Yeah,
how
Like
it
a
was
real
back then.
trucker, man.
Toxic man.
Hell yeah,
Oh.
those glasses.
Those glasses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those aren't racist at all.
No,
God
no.
damn it. They grab the Chinese broad.
Fang Fang.
Thanks, man.
I don't. What is her name? I don't actually know what the character's name is aside from.
Mao Ying.
Mao
Yin.
Yin, yeah.
Thank you. And that's Gracie. She's a reporter, and
Yeah,
they're all in the right place. at the right
call the
time.
cops.
Oh, wait, here's Matt with the deets. A somewhat
Oh.
famous nude model at the time.
Oh,
Was
okay.
that's
Do we
Miao
have-
Yang? I
Yeah.
can accept that. No,
Oh,
we're
now
not
we-
going to post those.
Or is
not
he
gonna-
talking about Kim
Oh.
You guys
Cattrall?
have to look
Find
those
that
up on your own.
Yeah,
I would have
right.
livened up the show.
Now they're in pursuit.
Something that's
That
interesting
doesn't
about
look
this
phallic at
movie.
all.
Something that's interesting. Jack is actually the comic relief of the movie. He's not the
Mhm.
hero.
Right. Wang is.
Yeah, Wang's
And-
the
and-
hero.
Yeah.
Well,
Good point.
So
and that's I think that, I know you all hate me for it, but I think the problem for me with this film was the humor.
right, it isn't this statue, right? The statue doesn't
I
give you any issues, Roman,
No,
with this phoenix in the center with two flashes around it.
That's the Chinese flaccid statue. No, I don't. It's Don and Gator.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a big comedy guy. I like some comedies, but the comedy in I know. The comedy in this movie didn't work for me very well, though. I think the story on its own
It's
would have
what
been
makes it
okay, but
great.
I know. All of you love it. I'm a pariah. It's fine.
It's
Why do you
okay,
hate
Roman.
life,
We also
dude?
like Fifth Element, and we like Tron as well as
I don't like Tron. Yeah, no Tron.
Thank you, Mojo. At least there's
We
someone
like
out
Top
there.
Gun as well, and I know you've got issues with Top Gun.
Susan, what's her name? Susan Pie?
Susan
Interesting.
Pie. yeah.
Susan Pie.
Matt
Hi.
with the sauce.
She still doesn't look Chinese. So you've got
Thank you, Matt.
Um,
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah, thank you. Whoa,
he's
whoa.
doing a bus tour here in Little China. And Jack Burton bursts in with the truck because he's not a very, not a skilled driver.
No.
But they're also chasing. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. It's narrow streets. People are jumping out of the way. It's nice.
It's good
But they
times.
blunder into a funeral.
Yeah.
Mm.
Love
this was
this scene,
kinda
man.
fun.
I love this scene, man.
Yeah, man.
Is that an Asian Mandela up there?
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
I need a crunchy bar. Someone find me a crunchy bar.
yeah.
Oh,
So we get into it's a rival gangs, and you guys know the names of these things better than I do because you were awake when you watched it. So do you remember what the beef between the gangs is, or is it just they don't like each other?
The
It was
right-
just that. They didn't break
Yeah.
down the history of the beef.
Yeah, they just don't
Okay.
like each other.
And that's fine.
the chain sings
I
and
think
the
it's a
Chinese
lightness,
always do.
versus darkness thing.
Yeah.
It has to
Yeah.
do with,
That's what they were
Yeah.
playing
The
on.
Crips
Yeah, because
versus the
it's
Bloods
yellow
kinda
versus
thing.
red.
right.
Good
This part,
versus
the-
evil, yeah.
This part with what's his name here? He hides in the wheel well of the truck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
He's
he
like,
gets
"Where did
knocked
he
out
go?
in
He
the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Go
ready.
get the gangs.
Yep,
He
there
is
they
quite
are.
literally the
And you
white
can-
guy in Godzilla. He's just been added for American marketplace.
And you can
That's-
tell the
that's it.
guys in the black and red are
Several-
bad because they've got
Several
the
of these
AK.
guys in the
Black.
You got
background are
AKs.
not.
AKs
are
in
not
the 80s
Chinese.
meant they're bad guys.
No,
Yeah,
bad
you're
guys,
100% right.
Yeah.
That dude in the back, definitely Italian.
Yeah.
That
Totally,
could,
he was
that could
working
be
in the
Copa
kitchen.
for all I know.
It
He
could
was
be the
working in
spaghetti
kitchen
sauce.
when they-
Yeah,
they're
he's
like, "You
like,
gotta go
I'm here for the noodles. Oh wait,
Yeah.
wrong guy.
Wrong
Run
guy,
movie.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
shoot
that's
'em
just
up.
messed up.
There we go.
Yeah, this was just all chaos. This was a total chaos fight scene.
Hey, my bros that know,
Nice.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I got you.
I got nothing.
I got you guys.
yeah,
You
you
know.
were asleep for that part, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably was. I probably was.
Gang signs.
No.
The,
Thank you,
the
John.
wingdings and the Chang Sings.
Wingdings?
That's what John, that's what Burton called them. It's like these wingdings.
That's right.
Well, and he's and every line that he delivers, he's doing his John Wayne voice, which is fun. It's fun. I'll give it that. I didn't
Yeah,
like it, but
the-
it was fun.
This
I
too, the
think there's
guys with
pain in your voice.
the guys in yellow and the guys with the red stop fighting, and they're all scared of the three guys that show up.
Yeah.
The three
Yeah, the
storms.
three storms. Yeah.
Man, imagine sitting in that truck and all this. First off, it's the freaking funeral, and you're like, "Oh shit, this is crazy." And then boom, there's a gang fight where people are getting shot in the face and like their
Yeah.
arms cut off.
Mhm.
And then now there's three supernatural
Yeah.
dudes right in
That's
front of you,
yeah,
man.
Got lightning coming out of
This
his hands. You're like,
was-
okay.
yeah.
So you got
Yeah.
you got lightning guy, you got
Hysterical.
blowy uppy guy. I don't know why that's a skill, but
The
it
guy with the
is.
lightning is was inspiration for the character in Mortal Kombat.
Raiden?
Mortal
Raiden.
Kombat, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey,
Raiden.
I have something to show everybody. I totally forgot. I'll be right back.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Oh.
Well, that's private. I don't want to see
It's
that.
all fan.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yeah.
All right. So what
All
what is it?
fans.
What so you got? Electric guy, inflatable guy, and what did this
Well,
other
air.
dude
That
do?
guy's air.
Swordman.
There, so,
You can fly around and wind and
yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
wind.
It's
There you
it's
go.
wind, lightning, and I think the guy that can blow himself up is
Thunder.
thunder or something.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, there's the three storms,
Okay.
I like the guy's metal codpiece there.
or maybe the other guy's rain.
It is very nice.
Nice.
Good
Yeah. He's got to
protection.
protect himself.
Mr. Lightning guy gets all crazy times. You know, you gotta gird the loins.
Yeah. And he's like, nope.
The lightning
Yeah,
guy,
nope.
the actor is actually Japanese.
Really? See, now I got problems. Now I have problems with
This
the
movie is
Um,
canceled to me.
Oh,
Oh,
there he is.
movie.
shit.
There's this.
There he is.
And he's got his pimp robe on and everything.
Oh, he's great.
Lopan.
I ain't fucking
Bring
with
me
that
your
dude,
truck,
man. I ain't even
Jack
running that guy. over.
I will
I'm
take your
done
truck,
here.
Jack Burton.
Yeah, it's not scary.
Love this.
He's got some.
So good.
What I don't. Why did he do this?
Isn't he? I'm trying to remember.
It blinds him.
Like,
I mean-
what
Yeah, I
was
was
the
gonna
purpose
say.
of him
Specifically,
wigging out
why
like
is he
this?
doing this right now?
Because
I know he's about to get backed over, supposedly. by
because
the
he
truck.
can. That's
Well, his
why I
wife. He's trying to get his wife, and she's there, and they're all messing it up for him.
Right.
He's trying to expedite this little process.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe he senses that he's with that the green-eyed girl is with Wong or something.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
They go to the
Oh.
restaurant. Okay.
Are
As long
you
as you're-
are you ready for me to whip it out? So
As
check
long as
this
your
out.
pants are on,
Yeah.
we're okay.
So this I got from Gerald
Oh,
Akamura,
Oh, nice.
is-
Wow.
who is the actor with the
Oh.
Wow.
he drew it himself.
Whoa,
Holy
Wow,
crap.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Wow, look at that.
that's incredible,
Cool.
man.
Nice.
That's
Looking
cool.
for
as
tr-
shit.
wow.
That's a
pretty
cool
cool, man.
piece, man.
If I
Yeah,
if
man.
I ever saw an image that needed to be a needlepoint,
Right?
Wow. That's
That's
impressive.
cool, dude.
He drew this and I got it off him. So,
It's better
Oh,
than what
that
you
is
were.
incredible.
and
That's
it's
better than what you were
beautiful.
going to show us.
Did he do
Well,
like
you can't
that
see it,
bottle
but-
thing for nothing or double? And that's how did you win it?
Huh? Did I? Oh,
No, he
did I
just
win it?
ran up to him and took it off of him. He just
Yeah, it was
ran up
all-
to him and
This
just
is mine.
grabbed it out of his hands.
It's all
Mine.
reflexes.
Then he ran away.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
There you go.
I'll
Gerald
accept
Nakamura.
So now they're at Wong's. Is it his uncle? Is that his uncle?
Yes.
Is it?
The other older Chinese
Yeah,
guy.
it's
who
the
isn't
uncle.
David
Yeah,
Lopez?
it's the
Yeah.
That guy's in
Egg.
quite a few movies as well.
Yeah.
Game show.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, this guy here.
Mhm.
All that, yeah.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Isn't that his name? Eddie?
I meant the guy on the right, the older guy.
Oh,
I don't.
Yeah.
I thought
The
you
guy
were
with the
talking
bib
about- I
on.
thought Eddie was in a lot of movies as well.
I don't
Yeah, the
know.
guy with the
The guy-
bib is just his friend.
He's
Yeah.
a tool. Yeah.
Is he like in news? Right? Isn't he like part of the press? He's
Yeah,
with
something
her.
like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Gracie shows up, and it's
Right.
and it's kind of that's the chick from the airport. The dude who plays was
Right.
in the Avengers.
Yeah, that is saying
Hey,
that.
like Captain America.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow.
Hmm.
I got nothing.
Don't remember that.
I do
Eddie
not.
was in
I
the
do not.
Avengers, huh?
Now I
Is
got to
this-
rewatch that just to find it.
Is this
No, don't do it.
like the first real thing that she's in Cottrell?
Hey, is that Christine?
I feel. I feel.
That's
She was in
like that
Porky's. She was in
She was in
Porky's.
Porky's.
before
Oh,
that.
that's right.
Yeah.
She was in Porky's?
What was it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Wasn't
Oh,
she in
God.
Mannequin? What year was Mannequin?
Yeah.
Mannequin
right around the
was-
Not
time?
too long after this. By the
Yeah, I
way,
was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say
was
it
right
was
around this
Mannequin.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew
Wait,
McCarthy.
Wait, did Jacob drop out?
Yep.
Oh,
Nice.
he's
Oh,
back.
There he is.
there he's back.
He's back.
Okay.
You couldn't take
This
your
is
dad
when he
break.
pretends to go buy a hooker.
Porky's
Yeah.
was before this, right?
Yeah,
Porky's
Porky's the
was
early
before-
80s.
Before this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a Coupe de Ville car? Because that's the name of Carpenter's band. It's called the Coupe de Villes.
Oh, I thought that was a
I
Cadillac.
cannot answer that question.
It looks like a Cadillac.
So
I
Well,
think
they got
Christine
Jack
was
going
a
in to the
Chrysler.
brothel to try to
actually.
find the Chinese girl.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, baby.
And if I'm not
Yeah.
out, call the president.
Henry Swanson's my name, and excitement's my game.
There he is.
I didn't even know what is that.
Oh, Lord.
Off
That says-
mustard colored
Oh, that's
shirt.
epic.
Sexual
is
power
the
right
worst.
there.
I love in the car. In the car, they're like, the thing is to look stupid. It's okay. He does.
He does,
Yeah.
yes.
That's a good line.
That's awesome.
Wow.
This is him tapping into his Disney self when he
Mhm.
gets the computer with tennis shoes.
Yep.
Uncle Chew. Okay. Wow.
I love this scene.
This is
It's so
great.
awesome. I'm so happy for him that he got to be able to play this dynamic of a character in this movie.
Mhm.
That
Mm-hmm.
he got to lampoon himself, lampooning himself.
Mhm, mhm.
All right.
I love it.
Wolf.
She's not attractive. Oh,
He was a lady of the night.
oof.
Ew.
Mama son,
Then
dude.
there's the actual girl.
There
Yeah.
she is. The one that's not
Oh,
doesn't look
Yeah.
Chinese.
I just saw better pictures of her though.
this
Oh.
this reminds me of the casting couch.
That's
at
why
Disney.
you left so quick, huh? You wanted to
Yeah.
go.
I'll be right back, guys.
I'll go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right-
And suddenly becomes Kermit the Frog.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you willing to sacrifice yourself for me.
Thanks, John.
That's a friend. That's a friend.
Good man. It's a good man.
So the storm fellas are coming.
Storm fellas.
What a fantastic effect.
Storm fellas en route.
Sounds like a bad gangster movie.
Yep. Either that or it turned off the thing in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's what it looks like.
And everybody panics. It's a nightmare.
The roof rips off the building.
Mm-hmm.
pretty
There's
wild.
lightning guy.
And lightning guy comes in, and he's riding the lightning, which is cool.
Yeah.
That was a really good effect. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey,
He zaps the
you're David
meadow.
Lopan's lady friend," and she's
Better
like, "I know."
CGI than what we have today.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to tell you,
Seriously.
Roman, I mean, I hope you can appreciate that there was a whole bunch of guys that went to go see this movie when it came out that were really into the Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, right? The Chop Suey movies that were coming out around the same time. And they had never seen this amount of budget put towards these kinds of effects. So it was super exciting to see this stuff done really well. I mean, this is what anime does all the time. So, but we'd never seen it in live action, and this is probably one of the best executions of these kinds of superpowers.
Roman didn't
What a
care.
good
Roman was sleeping during the whole thing. He didn't notice.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, when I saw it originally, I wasn't asleep. When I saw it as an adult,
I mean,
so I'm sorry. Again, this is one of those films that when I was younger, I actually like a lot more than I do now. It's my older brain doesn't translate humor over very well. I'm sorry. It's you know, I know.
Live your truth. Never apologize for who you are.
Yeah, it is what it is, fellas.
Except for
I'm a man with many flaws. Ask Mrs. of the Empire. So,
those boots.
So those boots. That whole ensemble is pretty
good. The funny part.
No belt.
The part where he punches the guy and the guy just kicks him and he goes flying.
Wait, what? When?
Oh, that was before. That was right. Yeah, right before.
He punches him in the hallway and he doesn't even move. He just smiles and then knocks him through a wall.
Oh, that's punch it. Yes. Because they are like demigods, something of that.
Yeah, they're magical or whatever, so they can take a hit.
Yeah.
Hogwarts graduates.
So they devise this scheme to go into like David Lopan's main address.
Oh my God! Yeah, the phone guy. Yep.
The phone guy.
Oh,
he's right down here.
He's just carrying the phone.
He just tells him. He blows this entire cover and goes, "Reach for the sky."
Reach for the sky.
I can't get past him wearing jeans with no belt, man. Like it doesn't.
I also like
it was it was the 80s. It was the 80s. Man.
I can't wrap my brain around.
I also like
get
the
away
fact
with
that
that.
he was sneaking in under the guise that he was part of the phone company by just holding the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
that would work.
I would love to have seen that conversation take place. How are we going to get in? Oh, we'll pretend we're the phone company. We'll just
hold the phone.
You've seen that thing? I don't know if it's on TikTok or whatever, but there's people that just take a ladder and walk into a building and they're like, "Hey, where's this?" And they're like, "Oh, back there." And they just let them in because they have a ladder because they think they're supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, I read a book called. I wrote a book on social engineering. And this dude is all about like he white hats companies for a living, kind of like that movie Sneakers. If anybody's seen Sneakers,
yeah.
So he security tests companies for a living, and one of the things he said is, "Man, if you walk into any place of business with just a clipboard in your hand, or now an iPad, you pretty much have free reign."
Wow.
Like they'll escort you to various different places. There's plenty of companies that just let people walk in if they just look official enough.
One of the biggest.
So if I take an iPad into like a Denny's, they'll let me use the bathroom without buying a pancake.
Yep, that's your free pass.
You're from the regional manager's office, so yeah.
Ma'am, I wouldn't need to use the bathroom, and they say, "Well, no," and you go, "Look, I have an iPad.
I have my iPad."
Yeah, but
I gotta
here's
go.
the thing,
This
Mojo.
clipboard says otherwise.
Here's the thing, Mojo. These days, though, if you're wearing jeans, you gotta have a belt, or they're gonna
Gotta have a
That's
belt,
right, dude.
man.
One of the
Scrubbing on.
one of those famous hackers actually would do that. He would show up, pretend to be with a phone company, have a clipboard, and just like a little workman's uniform. And these people would take him to these massive data centers, and they would just do what they wanted.
Right.
Jeez, that's scary.
Yep, that's how he did it. He just walked in and just bullshitted his way in.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy.
I was going to say, you read the book "Catch Me If You Can," and it's pretty much one chapter after another of those kinds of stories where he just he just faked it till he made his way through. That's
There was a guy who had a YouTube channel, and all he did was crash the Academy Awards every year.
Oh my God, really?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So they get into the elevator; it fills up with water.
Oh yeah, that's another.
What they call it? The death of
underwater hell or something.
Yeah, there's all these.
Everything was the hell of
upside down hell or something.
Yeah,
they have a lot of hell.
Yeah,
a lot of hells.
They have a lot of hells.
Yeah, there's a lot of hells in.
Man, I would
They
hate
pop
to be
out
the
and then get
commercial
captured.
realtor that has to flip this piece of property that David Lopan's got here, man. Like it's got dead bodies in flooded rooms. Like what are you
Yeah, but
doing
the third
here,
floor
Dave?
is lovely.
Yeah, but it's got these awesome catacombs. You guys will love the catacombs. Let me show you the catacombs.
I mean, in these scenes when they're with Lopan, they do look really, really good though.
Yeah, separate. Production values in this are pretty damn high.
Yes, we're awesome.
There was supposed to be multiple sequels with this, but it didn't do so
Really?
well in the box office. Yeah, it was supposed
See,
to
it wasn't
be
just
like,
me then, was it?
yeah,
Really?
I think this
Originally-
got most of its like viewership and stuff after it, got sold to a network, and it was just constantly on cable
Well, a lot of
TV.
movies
always
on
on
that.
channel 11.
Right, where it becomes
Yeah.
a cult classic.
Right.
Remember
Yeah.
Beastmaster was always
Originally,
on
this was supposed to
HBO.
be a Western.
Islander.
Yep. All those shows.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Buckaroo Banzai. They were really planning on going all the way with it, and it just never solidified.
No, it tanked so hard that they're like, no more.
Jacob, did you say this was supposed to be a Western originally?
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the original
Wow.
original outline of it, it was a Western.
Wow.
But still
Cool.
Chinese based though. Just
Yeah,
it was all taking
yeah.
place in the West. Wow,
Right.
That's crazy.
It would
That's
still be
kind of
San
like-
Francisco with Chinatown and all that.
Right. It would be
Yeah.
like Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cowboys and Aliens was bad.
Yes.
John Favreau, though, man,
Yeah,
that
that
dude's
was-
done a little bit of everything.
Okay, so
Well, a little
this
backstory
was-
on that.
So Big Trouble was released July 1st, 1986. These were the movies that were out. The Karate Kid Part 2, Ruthless People. I'm going through the top 10.
Ooh.
Karate Kid, Ruthless People, Back to School, Top Gun, Aliens, Running
Oh.
Scared, Legal Evils,
Wow.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Oh my God.
About
yeah.
Last
This,
Night, The Great
How do you
Mouse
compete?
Detective,
this
Psycho
movie had
3,
no chance. No chance.
Club Paradise. I don't even know what the fuck that is. And then Big Trouble in Little China. It released.
Wow.
It opened with $11.1 million.
Wow.
Oh my
Well,
God.
look at
So
the
that's what it
movies
was going up against.
Jeez, some heavy
that's
hitters.
kind of a lot. That's that would.
Yeah.
My God, But we used to get movies like, you'd get a bunch of really good movies coming out.
Yeah,
at the same
quality.
time.
Yeah.
And that was the course of the summer. It
Yes.
wasn't. We just had a couple of movies. Like,
Listen, Ant-Man is quality.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Notice how he said
Very good.
Ant-Man and not Ant-Man and the Wasp or Ant-Man and the Wasp
yeah.
Quantumania.
It's a quality
Quantumania.
grumpy. I'll agree with you on that one. Quality grumpy work. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was a
very,
grumpy.
very grumpy.
It was a
grumpy.
grumpy, all right.
It made me
Yeah.
grumpy.
Mhm.
man.
Well, that's because you're a shithead.
Well, that's
But-
very true.
Oh, that's what the movie was.
Oh, it got hostile in here.
That's what the movie was. The shit.
But I would take, as much as I thought this was a kind of thing. This movie by today's standards is
Oh
brilliant
yeah,
compared
this is
to
a
what it was in
masterpiece.
theaters.
compared
Brilliant.
to
Yeah,
the
really
last
is.
10 movies that have come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Until they do a remake.
Oh,
Don't you
God.
bite your
dare
tongue,
put that in
man.
the ether.
How about a real time sequel with with everybody who's still alive with the cast, and you have John Carpenter come back after he shit the
You know
bed
what?
on his last movie.
As long as it wasn't a complete disaster, but that's the problem. You don't know that it won't be, even with the same
now,
actors and the same director at the helm.
Mm.
With
No,
Hollywood
you know,
influence.
This
There
is
is a comic book series that is a sequel called Old Man Jack, and John Carpenter co-wrote it.
Ooh,
think
I
it's
love that.
I think it's a 4-book series. I can't really find it anywhere, but it's out there somewhere.
I was thinking that an easy way to like redo this or redub it or reimagine it would be Kurt Russell and the girl actually got together, and their child is Chris Pratt. And just roll the whole thing out, beat for beat from there. But basically, yeah, that.
Well, this guy's still alive. Didn't he just have a birthday, or did he just die? It's
No,
one of
he's
those
alive.
things.
He's still kicking, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, for like in real life.
Yeah,
David
he's
Lopan,
alive.
the actor who played
Yeah,
David
he's
Lopan.
yeah. David.
Jesus,
Well,
Jeff.
what's his name? James Wong. James Wong's still alive.
Yeah. So he could be in it as well.
He was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's
Oh, that's right.
excellent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's good.
That room is from Silence of the Lambs?
Which room?
The Chinese restaurant?
No, she's talking about the well.
The well.
Couple frames back. Couple back.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
very. It puts the lotion on its skin.
That
kinda
one.
Well. Yep.
Yep.
This is what it looked like before. It's hysterical.
Hey, look at that muscle control, by the way. Just
Yeah.
saying.
That was,
He's
yeah, that was
handicapped.
You're pretty jacked in order to do
That's
that.
the most unrealistic part of the whole movie, right there.
that's
Yeah.
the most
Exactly.
That part.
That's the most unrealistic.
Not the lightning people or the
No,
Yeah.
not the giant robot guys
Yeah.
fighting with magic rings.
Not the
Or
Sasquatch
or the
creature.
flying
Nope.
eyeball head.
Nope, none of that.
Oh, the eyeball head, yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
So they have a kerfuffle, they escape. The blow up guy. And then we see this is David. I mean, he's like to what 1,500 years old or something.
Yeah.
3,000 or more.
It's some
He's been-
absurd, number. And he
got that
he
easy-
transforms
He's got
his
that cocaine
physical
deal.
form and then his spirit form.
He was born 20 years before you, Roman.
This
Yeah.
is
Oh,
this is a good
Hey, look
example
at
of some
I know
John
that guy.
Carpenter special effects too, though, man. Like,
Yeah,
look
Tell
at
me
that.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. The glowing prosthetic right here.
Yep.
Probably one of the few times, one of the earliest
Mhm.
versions of it.
Yeah.
And this is where he's got his chicklet, but he can't touch her because he's a spirit form. He just goes right through.
Yep.
Yep.
His hands go right through. That's another, kind of ahead of its time effect that he was doing there too, right?
And
86.
it,
he's just
you know what? And it
going
didn't
right
come off
through her.
clunky either. Whereas a lot of, especially for its time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know
Then they
what
got all
that
the
fabric is, darling. What is that fabric? That fabric is so beautiful.
So this is where he keeps all the other chicks. And they got Gracie up here. Dude,
Dang, man, check that out.
I know.
That's how I like it.
Without any context,
Whoa.
that does not look like a good picture.
He's been driving for about 2 weeks. He's got.
Mhm.
He's
got to
got
be. He's
needs.
a little backed up. Yeah, he's.
There's
You're,
a Jack
gun is
Nicholson
digging into my
in this
hip.
situation.
Your gun.
Yep. And he leans over and says, "The check's in the mail."
Oh,
He doesn't even
I
take
like how he
thing
left the
off. He just-
gag in.
well, she's better
Well, it's
off.
because
with
she's
it
so
in.
mouthy.
Yeah, she's better
They
off.
don't
with
hear
it
her
in.
talk anymore.
And they all escape through some water tunnel thing.
This would have been a perfect opportunity to throw, a frontal nudity shot in right there.
Or at least
When
a white
everybody's
t-shirt
getting
or
out.
something.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
I thought when everybody was escaping from the brothel, you would get a nice
Dude,
big
tons of it. It
CG
should have been
shot.
just everybody
Nip-
should have been naked in that scene.
Nip
Yeah.
shots or something. Yeah. But no.
That's all.
The typical 80s flash
Yeah.
of the boob.
Yeah.
As we're running
He
out.
was
Well,
well
Meryl
ahead of
Mojo
his
would
time.
have really
Halloween.
appreciated that, man.
Yeah, just like the
Fair enough,
boobs in
Paul.
Airplane. Really subtle, just bouncing right into full camera.
It was not
He was-
subtle at all.
He was well
In
ahead of
fact,
his time.
The opposite of subtle.
Just eliminating that male gaze out of his
They all
Damn you,
pop out into
Carpenter!
the storeroom. He opens the door because he's like, "Yeah, it'll be fine." He opens the door. He's like, "It's not going to be fine," and that was mildly good humor. It's kind of like the Han Solo scene.
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, it's a throw to the A New Hope scene.
Hmm
Just knocks his back because he heard boob. All right, and the gun.
Oh,
I
boy.
think the gun was dead, if I'm not mistaken, or was it? Oh no, it wasn't.
No, he
because
pulls it up and
no,
shoots
no.
the ceiling, and it drops on his head.
Yep.
Oh,
And he knocks
yeah,
himself out
that's
for the rest of the
that's that
sequence.
Bugs Bunny humor that I just.
I like- I like when he pulls his knife out and he just throws it away.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's also another, kind of proof that Jack is a secondary character, right? And
Mhm.
Right.
yeah, because he's in the fight and he just gets knocked out. Even though he's the coolest looking dude with the coolest looking gun, he still isn't the main character.
No, yeah, Wang is the hero. He's
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that does battle with everybody, kicks their ass.
In the remake, he'll be Jane and
Oh, God.
Yeah. kill 10 people with one knife throw.
Hey, you can
Yeah.
have a Wang if you're a girl. It's okay.
These days,
Yeah.
apparently.
Oh,
this is
there's
my
that dude.
Because Gracie
Freaking-
didn't make it. We're like, where's Gracie? Uh-oh. She's with this handsome gentleman.
Yeah.
Takes her back to the hell of empty rooms.
I just wonder what Abomination AJ would say about that character.
Oh,
He'd be
God, yeah.
hell no.
Well, you
no,
know what? That's true.
No,
I'd like to
that's no werewolf, man.
We're going to get his take on that.
That's more like a were orangutan or something.
Yeah, right.
It's a nice.
That's bullshit. That's what that is.
So, I don't quite understand, why does it have to be? I mean, a girl with green eyes in China is rare, but I mean, of course, it is the rarest eye color. Got that.
Mhm.
But he could have just found some other chick with green eyes.
He could have just
Pretty much at
imported
any
from
point you have to
Ireland.
go to Ireland,
Well,
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
This is just Lopan getting a little greedy, and he was like, "Hey, man, I could just do a threesome with these green-eyed chicks, dude."
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was going to
Bring her on
sacrifice
board,
Gracie.
Yeah, it was going to be
That film
have
should
a
have a
cake and eat
scope
it
on
too
it
kind
right
of
there.
situation. Kill
Yeah.
one, marry one. It's like
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
fuck, marry,
Kill
kill.
one, fuck one,
Yep.
marry one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, did the Flacids write this movie?
That is definitely from the Placid's playbook. Now she's hanging out with the sleepy girl. He does some kind of magic shit,
And with the blindness.
and now they're going on the big rescue mission to get Miao
Mhm.
Yang and Gracie.
But
And
first,
this is
we
where
must
he
do
gets
drugs.
hyped up and he drinks
Yep.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
feels invincible.
He drinks his Red
And it's
Bull.
all bullshit. And he tells him later that it was all bullshit. But
Yeah.
he convinces everybody that they're
Yeah, I
invincible
like
now.
Wang.
Yeah, it's
I have a
pretty cool
really good
stuff.
feeling about this.
Yeah.
Really
Oh
positive
yeah,
feeling.
this is also
Kind of
where he
invincible.
shows him the 6 demon bag.
Is it getting
What's
hot
the
in
name
here?
of that potion that Harry gets in?
It's
Prisoner of
hot in
Azkaban?
here.
Oh, that's the Felix Felicis potion. That's supposed
Yep,
to give him luck.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says
Origins
it's
of that potion.
terrific. A 6 demon bag, sensational. What's in it, Egg? It says wind, fire, all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Excellent.
I love that series of questions because he's like he's doing his podcast, like he's interviewing him on the radio channel. He's like,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
bag,
yeah.
okay. What's in it? Okay, the audience wants to know. It's like it's so.
And then that's about
he's
the
so
time that
swaggered.
and that's about the time that the one-eyed, floating creature thing with
Oh,
all
yeah.
the other eyes around it show up, and he's like, "What the fuck is that, Wang?"
They get to the one-eyed critter in a second. So the girls are lined up. They got to do this thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's weird.
Some kind of weird dance moves that the dudes
It's
put on.
just a
and
ceremony,
stand there.
bro.
I would like to see that
Um,
whole ceremony scene and replace the background music with like a Wu-Tang track.
Yes.
It has
Can't
to be
see
out
that.
there.
That's
That'd be
gotta
pretty
be out
cool,
there.
man.
That'd be pretty dope.
Lots of dance moves. He does some electric. He does. Is this the air dude? Is this the electric guy?
That's
This is what
That's
I
electric.
Yeah,
Oh, he lights up the swords for reasons I can't begin to guess. Then they go up and they touch a lamp. And again, I don't understand the significance of touching the lamp.
What's
Touch
his,
the lamp.
That's
And
how
the
they
lamp
have
lights
to know
up.
if they're pure or not. Or
oh
whatever.
yeah, they're worthy of.
And it's
I agree.
symbolic for Lopan's nutsack, dude.
Touch my
the
ball.
That
Gotta be
makes
where-
more sense than anything else that you can tell as far as the
That's
point of
hilarious.
this.
That's hilarious.
I'm just thinking of his green balls now, dude. Thanks.
Yeah. Wrinkly 3,000-year-old green ball. Oh,
It
that
seems
feels
legit.
good.
It seems legit.
And they're translucent too. The skin
Tickle my translucent
See right
balls.
through it.
Mm. He's like, yeah, look at
Oh, that felt good.
So now they're all dressed up, ready to get married. Everybody's happy.
Son of a bitch must pay.
son of a bitch must pay.
I like
man.
that Wang has got like a flight suit on or something.
Yeah, dude. He's all
Yeah.
he's
Chilling.
like,
He's ready to go.
that's his body
Super
armor right
tactical,
there, right?
dude. Super tactical.
So like the heroes put on their capes. So Wang's got his
Yeah,
jumpsuit
makes
on,
sense.
his flight suit
Yeah.
on, and
Yep.
Jack's
Now we're
got
in
his
the underground still. Oh, this is the wedding party. Now they're all going off to the wedding.
Right.
business. There's a lot of
Come-
neon. A little
It
more
comes
neon
down-
than I think needed to be here.
Very
apparently the wedding is inside a mall somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
just
come
say
down
that.
later.
Later,
Later.
man.
Going to the food
Spencer's-
court right now. Yeah.
And then the
There's your guy.
background looks like Castle Grayskull or something. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
We're
dude.
going to Panda Express right now to get some food.
Sparrow.
Yeah, it's far.
Some orange chicken. Then you got the guy with the ball in his mouth.
That's nice.
Oh, they're green
What
eyes.
was
I never
that?
noticed that before.
Green eyes.
He's
man.
got like eyes everywhere.
Those are
He's
all
got
the
tons of eyes.
previous. Those are all the previous women combined.
Actually,
together.
John said that's
Oh,
the
that sucks.
Goth,
Goth.
Goth?
some unpronounceable fucking name.
It's an ugly
Except for
fucking thing
Target.
with green eyes. I don't know.
John Composer knows though. John
Pretty
knows.
wild CGI here
He's-
too.
yeah, he's got
for
a lot in on this
1986.
one. Oh,
It's
yeah.
floating and moving
Oh, yeah.
around.
Yeah,
As his buddy.
it's Abomination
fucking
AJ's
fact.
pet.
Wow.
He got loose.
The
Here's
gimp.
where they're on the drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Is it hot in here?
Yeah, I feel really good
I
about
feel
this.
really good about
You
it.
know, Wang's
Well,
jumpsuit
again-
is an homage to Bruce Lee's jumpsuit in
Ah,
That's a neon. Oh, guys, here, I'm going to leave you with this for just 1 sec. I'll be right back. Well, I'll be right
Okay.
back. And it may be as long as 5 minutes. Don't panic. I will be back.
All right, we're going to weeb
We'll be
out
here.
now.
We'll be here. Now we're gonna make fun of you.
We're running around. Fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm all
Bruce-
court.
God, that Bruce Lee jumpsuit from Game of Death is just so iconic.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great.
It's one of the most
Badass.
iconic pieces of costume ever.
Yeah. How many times has it been homaged?
Oh, I know
cinema.
at least with Kill
No.
Bill. I mean, obviously.
Right.
It's even
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
Hitman movie, Hitman games. There's a
Oh yeah.
you can dress
Oh,
up
it
as
was, Last Dragon.
Yes.
Leroy,
Yeah.
Bruce
Yep.
Leroy had it.
Bruce
Leroy.
Leroy. Show
Bruce
enough.
Leroy.
Showed
up.
up.
Who's the-
Have y'all
so
seen
good?
the clip of
Who's
the
the
little
baddest?
kid, the like 7-year-old kid doing the nunchuck routine
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
suit?
Mm-hmm. No, totally. He does it
That is
perfectly.
great.
Like his back is turned towards the TV, so you're watching Bruce Lee do the nunchucks. With
Yeah.
The flight, with the
Oh,
jump on.
right,
saw
right,
that, yeah.
right.
And and the little kid's in front of the TV, and he nails it perfectly. Like he's perfectly aligned with what Bruce is doing.
Yeah.
Kids. Gotta love them.
That's Dad being like, it would be cool.
yeah, right, really.
Yeah.
This would be
he-
fun.
That's gotta be like a proud moment in that father's life. Can you
Oh
imagine?
God, yeah.
I'm going to do that for my daughter. I'd be like, look, we're going to choreograph something, hun.
No, you're
Let's
gonna show
go.
her how to
Me-
make pop and shit. That's what you're gonna.
Going to show her how to make what?
Nunchuck lasagna.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, you just take a spaghetti noodle and you tie
Yeah.
meatballs
Meatball swinging around the room. This is
spin around the room, and the family tries to eat them.
and you just go, hey, all the time. That's right. I'll be there
Flying
for
the
that.
meatballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little.
Yeah,
I was a
these-
little older when I saw this one compared to the previous movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Me too.
but I liked it, and I remember my friends were like, "Man, don't you wish you could fight like Wang?" And
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Badass.
Like flying midair and like
Yeah.
Dude.
swinging a sword
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's right.
It felt
Yeah.
very Japanese anime before
Before
yeah.
before it like really took off here. This
well,
year.
and then Lopan and Egg have that gem giant fight with like
Oh
the
yeah.
projectiles. It's like a video game almost.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're like squeezing their
Yeah, he's
fingers
doing the
together.
thing and he's
I just think when I think about this whole freaking movie, man, it's just like in that time period, and the script to even come about, right? Like he had to write it, thinking about anime stuff and just the way that the scenes are and everything. It's on,
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of
It's
ahead.
probably-
It's super unique. In 1986
Oh,
is a
yeah.
unique ass film right here, man.
You're darn
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
also-
next year Overboard came out?
I
Or-
believe.
Yeah,
so.
87.
Around that
I think.
time.
Yeah.
87, yeah. So
Yep.
he did this, and then he did that.
He had a nice little
Yeah.
run. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he did a very important action film called Tango and Cash.
Dude, that's the best one.
Yeah.
and then what was Soldier? Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
Yeah. Soldier was him.
And Soldier was mid
reaffirming.
'90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
Yeah, I like that
So-
one too.
I like
Yeah,
Soldier.
Soldier's good too.
Man,
I
the
like
dad in
Kurt
that one was
Russell nowadays,
such
man.
a
His new
bitch.
shit.
Dude,
What?
have you guys seen Breakdown?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
That's where
his
he-
wife,
No.
his wife
Yeah.
gets kidnapped, right?
His wife gets kidnapped in the middle of the desert.
Fucked up movie, man.
Well, how about
by a
executive
semi-truck driver.
action then?
Executive decision, yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Executive decision. Yeah.
Yeah,
where
that
was
was
good.
good.
You
I
think
like
it's going
that
to be Seagal in the whole movie?
Steven Seagal gets
Oh,
blown
yeah,
out of an
I love the-
airplane.
So
I love the fact that
fantastic.
Best Steven
Seagal
Seagal
was
movie
dead in
ever.
15 minutes
He's in it for 10
Yeah.
minutes, yeah.
because
That's part of the whole
fuck
movie.
Seagal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's
He's doing his
boss, though.
magic shit. He's
There's a
becoming
theme.
Yeah, this,
real. He's becoming a real boy.
that pin,
Oh,
Yeah.
the needle
And here's
thing
the-
that he's
this-
got sticking her in the hand, he actually stepped
yeah.
into her.
Oh,
Did
shit.
he?
Ow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now,
he actually
now
stepped
that's an
into her
actor.
Very
hand.
nice. Even Lopan.
Wow.
So here's what they're doing their fun video game battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was good. Look at that.
That looks so cool.
So
That was
good.
cool as shit when that
Ah,
happened.
look at that.
It still looks cool. I'm sorry.
It
You
really
can see
does.
this in any mall in LA on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Not uncommon. Not uncommon.
That's right.
That's true.
Especially in Chinatown, LA.
look
You
at
know, it
this.
definitely could happen. Look at
1986.
seriously,
I
the
do love that
lighting.
lightning effect, though. That's beautiful.
Look at this.
Now, imagine all the lightning is not there, right? But you look at the scenic lighting and it's coordinated with the
yeah.
effects lighting
It's so
Yeah.
after
good.
the
yeah.
fact.
That,
So
Yeah.
good.
I'm just gonna say that looks better than the Emperor's Lightning.
Oh,
Oh,
Star
Star Wars.
Wars?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Hell
yeah. Technically, this is what like
It
3
is.
years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know if these slides are like updated with 4K and all that. You know what I mean?
I
To make them look
might
better.
venture to say that ILM did this as well.
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
that makes
ILM was
sense.
just doing everything. Pretty much.
Yeah, and especially because this was released on 20th Century Fox, and Lucas had a
Just-
deal with them.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
Well, we went from that to MODOK's ass.
Oh my god.
Well, I know, right?
What a
That
loss.
was,
Well, America.
That whole entire-
Thank you, Copa, for sharing Modoc's ass with us
MODOK's
because
ass.
You're welcome.
I wasn't complete without Modoc's ass.
We had to see it. You had to see
And
it.
it was
Yeah.
obvious
Now we
because
know.
I saw it in the theater. It was obvious that entire movie was shot on the volume.
Oh yeah,
Oh God, yeah.
100%. All of
Yeah,
it,
it's better.
except for the exteriors of San Francisco.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh my God, this scene. The lipstick. He comes away from that kiss with that lipstick on his mouth.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Love it.
freaking
Oh my god,
brilliant.
it's so amazing.
Stays with him for the
So
whole
brilliant.
movie, man.
Why does this guy blow himself up?
Okay,
He's so
I
upset
never
that
really
your man
understood
was
this.
dead.
Yeah.
And I was a
imagine
big-
you don't know any of the references that I can
There
use
he
to
is.
define it for you, Roman. But he goes Super Saiyan, but he's so emotionally detached. He gets so emotionally charged that his body can't expand. All of his muscles are spiritualized muscle. He's not really that big, right? That's all superpower.
Yeah.
So when his ruler is gone, he can no longer emotionally control himself. So his powers must be based on rage
Oh.
and wrath. So without his master to check his powers, he overinflates, basically.
Because
That's
yeah, it
why
looks
he
like he had
blows
some
up.
like bad General Tso's chicken or something. It wasn't good.
He's got an allergic reaction.
I'm trying to explain things to Roman, who just
Peanut oil.
I don't wanna hear it.
I bring it down to the basest,
my best
most
shot.
idiotic level that I possibly can.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
and this is a great knife scene where he throws his knife at the pan
Mhm,
and
mhm.
it cleans off and he picks it up.
Sure.
Goes, oh, nice knife. Throws
See?
it and he picks it and whoops it right back at him.
See, and that's a nice
Ugh.
little
It's all
uh,
in the reflexes.
pay. Yeah, it's all.
Look
in
at all the
reflexes.
cabbage.
It's a nice
He just turns
payoff.
into cabbage.
Yep.
Is the guy that blows up that scene right there, is that the most memorable scene of the whole movie?
I
For
think
me?
so. I think now. I think now,
Now that
that
you
it's
say
been memed to death too.
From this movie, but when Blade 2 blew up those two kids, blew up those guys in Blade,
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
that trumped it. That kind of trumped it.
So Lightning Guy meets a similar fate to Blowy Uppy Guy.
They drop a
Mhm.
rock on him.
Then there's the good old Pork Chop Express just waiting on Jack.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's his horse, man.
Yeah, they
Yeah, this was supposed to be a Western. That's his
Wait,
horse.
did I miss the? No, I didn't. Okay.
No, they just didn't show.
There was
Alright.
a cool part when Wang was fighting the the lightning guy out in the mall area there, right? That he does this cool ass like drop kick, man, like where he's got his foot tucked behind the other one and he flies through the air for like 3 seconds or something. It's it's a pretty wild scene, yeah.
Yeah, that was badass.
Yep.
And then they're all at the restaurant. Everybody's happy. This is where I woke up.
Roman heard plates clinking, and
he's like, "Oh, food!"
And
He's
Jack's
a man of
kind of
simple
doing
pleasures.
Jack's doing like the Irish goodbye. He just kind of is on his way out, and they exchange words. But he's he's too much. He's too much. You can't contain a man like Jack Burton.
That's right.
No, you cannot.
Sigma.
And back to the Pork Chop Express. He says bye to Wang. They shared a gaze. And off he goes.
Shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we? Wayne?
And right back
We're
to
back
the
to
great
the-
music.
Yeah, he had to leave Gracie because otherwise he would have wound up on Sex in the City.
Oh.
I
No,
can't believe
cut
that's the
up.
same girl.
And the movie
it's
ends
hard
with
for me
the,
to connect those two
God,
dots.
so bad.
The monster again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
with the
hanging out in the
monster,
back of the Pork Chop
with
Express.
no context at all, no callback to the very first part of the movie, the first scene.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it ends with this monster crawling on the truck. And I remember being a kid and being like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see what happens."
Right.
In
We're
the
still
next
waiting.
film when the monster,
And one day
Yeah.
we'll get back to that.
yeah.
Maybe.
No,
Never.
we'll never get back to that.
Well, I mean, when you're going up
Oh,
against Top
hey,
Gun
Joker
and
boys.
aliens,
Okay.
yo. Yeah, when your competition is Top Gun and aliens.
That's tough.
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty tough. You're right.
Even Ferris Bueller, like, God, what a run of movies.
Tough.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too, Thad. That he was just like, "You killed me. Now I'm gonna blow myself up and take you guys out."
When Buckaroo Banzai was out and was
Too bad it took
84,
him like 15 minutes to blow up that.
there's like
I
a
didn't say
whole
it was a good
list of
plan.
movies that came out
Yeah,
too that blew it away.
What else?
But
Oh,
guys, it shows the
What
guys
blew it
that
up,
blows
Blair?
up his foot. His foot,
Mhm.
it like breaks his shoe and his foot
Oh, yeah.
swells up. That's
yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
so good.
So,
No, it's a-
Roman, we're about 15 minutes away from 3 hours just for your governing.
Yes. So we're gonna make a command decision here.
Uh-oh.
We've talked about the thing before, not this panel specifically, but many members on this panel have talked about the thing at great length. It was a 4-hour show on its own. I think we can probably go to They Live as our closer here. Like I said, I like the thing. I could talk about the thing for many hours, but in the for the sake of time here, let's go into They Live. Who knows? If things get crazy, then we can still continue on. But let's for the moment, we'll call this the last film.
We'll call this part
And
1 of the John Carpenter. And then
no,
we'll
I
reconvene next
don't
week
want
and
to
do
do
part
two
2.
John Carpenter. But Jacob Ironside, as always, did come through again on the memes. We have meme number 1. That's yours truly. That's great.
Oh, God.
That's good.
It's so
Wow.
good. Thank
Please,
you, buddy.
please tell me you
that's
have
nice
the
one.
alley fight on Pinata
Oh,
Farms.
God, yes.
Yes.
I wish.
Yeah, longest wrestling match ever.
That long fight. Oh my God. Yeah, that alone was 57 slides. 57 slides for
Wow.
just the alley.
Just a one
It doesn't
scene.
stop. It's like 16 minutes long or something crazy like that.
You guys,
No, it's insane.
do you guys remember the cripple fight in South Park? Where
Yes.
so that if you go back and watch it, it is a shot for shot, move for move
Of that fight?
remake of the fight from They Live.
Hey,
Oh
Max,
my God, it's cool.
That's
we got an
badass.
influx of some
Oh,
different
yeah.
things coming in right now. So that's very cool. That's Wait, it's me looking at me.
Who's looking
And
at
it's not me.
as an alien?
Who's not you?
Oh hell no,
Ooh.
says Abomination AJ. That's some homunculoid shit right there.
So many
man.
me's. It's too much me. Sometimes that's great. Sometimes
not
there can
all
be
you,
too much,
Roman.
Actually, that was all me. So it's this was 1988. So this is 2 years after Big Trouble. Again, this was a movie that a lot of people like. I like this movie as well. This isn't one that I go, oh, it's not a good movie. But it wasn't a huge success for John Carpenter.
No.
No.
I mean, it is as relevant now as it was then. I would say, in Mojo's
relevant.
background is perfect. This is like I said, I think it's maybe more relevant now than it was then, which is that's a rarity when you get
100%.
something like that.
That is so true. Yeah.
100%. And the memes are so accurate too.
Oh God, yeah.
All the memes.
Yeah,
that
you
come
want.
out
I
from
mean,
this.
you want to talk ahead of its time. This movie
Yeah.
was ahead of its time.
by about 30 years.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite John Carpenter film, man, and it's because of the script. If they shot it again nowadays, with new actors and better technology and stuff like that, it would still hold up, man. The story wouldn't have to change at all.
No, there's very little they would have to do with it.
Very well
you're right.
done.
And
Well,
as a
first of all,
sci-fi
because-
geek, I appreciate that this is how an alien race would invade the Earth. This
Yeah.
is exactly how. This is how they would
Just
do it. They
hide.
would-
Yeah.
They'd corrupt truth. They'd create
Yeah.
doubt. They'd get the working class shoved off to one side, buy out all the wealthy, promise them heaven and hell. Whatever. It's like this film is like it's another film. Like it's like 1984. It's a fiction, people. It's not supposed to be a rule book. This is what we're going through
Yeah.
right now.
Exactly.
And what I like about
Yeah.
the character of Nada, the Roddy Piper character, is he is the everyman thrust into the situation.
Mhm.
He's just a dude. He's a drifter, essentially.
Yep.
Finding his way from this to that, ends up on a construction site, looking pretty sexy for a homeless man, I might say.
Oh, he's Roddy Piper, dude.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And,
And
he's laying.
He's
These
like,
guys
who you
are-
calling sexy? I'm sexy. What are you talking about? I'm the sexy.
Keith David. See, Keith David is another one where I dare you to find a movie he's.
he's
done
in
with that.
so many things.
So many movies, man.
He's in a
So
lot
many.
of. He voices
Yeah,
a lot of
he's-
video games.
Dude, he's the
Mhm.
voice of
Yeah.
Spawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
because of
So
course
they know each other from another time.
and he's
and they-
taller than
Voice of
him.
Smog.
Spawn.
No, that
Is
was
he the-
Cumberbatch.
No.
Small.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
Spawn.
No, that
Sorry.
was big difference. One's a dragon, one's not a dragon.
Well, yeah,
What's
I knew
strange?
that. I was thinking of the cartoon.
Oh no, I don't know who that was that was in this
Yeah, that's,
1977 that one came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I
what's
know
the
who that
guy's
was.
name?
That's-
Did you see the list of actors they wanted to play this role? It was initially
Dude.
written for Russell for this movie, but he
Oh,
he considered Tom Cruise, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis all before going to Piper.
I mean, Roddy Piper was fine, although I think Kurt Russell could have done. It's
Yeah,
Kurt
I
Russell.
think so.
Yeah.
But he was tired. He was tired of making movies. He's like, I made 3 movies with this dude. I need to do something
John.
new. So,
I'm sick of movies with you, man.
yeah,
Yeah, the last one wasn't that well received.
Well,
so-
it wasn't well received. So
Right.
yeah, you're right. Because I
Interesting.
Well, it
mean,
could have been a scheduling thing too, because I guarantee
That's
they
possible.
seem like such good friends. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up. I'm going to look up and see if.
well,
Kurt
for
Russell
God's
has
sake, he
something
went
to
back
do
and did Escape from L.A. with the man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I
Your
can't
favorite movie.
imagine what Bruce Willis in this role would have looked like.
yeah. Like Alec Baldwin's on this list.
Well, like
and-
20. Well, you get like that 12 Monkeys. Because how he wasn't 12 Monkeys. Oh, he was crazy in 12 Monkeys. But
yeah,
that
even
was a really out of the box role.
even Stallone and Van Damme were on the list. I was like, oh,
What else
That'd
did Roddy Piper do before this? Did he have any other acting gigs
I
besides?
think it was
Yeah,
just
wrestling.
Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, besides
Was it?
he was with a Hulk Hogan. They did a TV movie thing where they're cops. No, it was
Really?
Jesse the Body.
Jesse the
Roddy
Body. I
Piper.
think.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So
in
this was-
88,
That was
88
about it.
Russell's Tequila Sunrise with Mel Gibson and
Michelle
Michelle
Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer.
Oh, yeah, he's in
See,
big
it's
movies.
funny. So that was probably more commercially successful, but not memorable at all. I know
that
movie
movie,
exists, but-
Tequila Sunrise, that movie sucked. I didn't like it.
Yeah, man, I've
What the
watched it
hell?
like 4 times and I always forget it. Like what the hell? Other than the fact
No,
that
you're right.
Russell's a cop and Mel Gibson's a drug dealer.
I think Russell probably ultimately would have been happier with this role because this movie people remember. You talk about They Live, they know what you're
It's
talking
a cult
about.
classic.
Talk
Yeah.
about Tequila Sunrise,
because
you're
the
like,
script is so good and the
Mhm.
subject.
yeah, you got the dude who comes on, kind of
Yeah.
like a pirate radio.
Well, we all
I don't
do.
hate him because he's Canadian, Zach. I don't hate Roddy Piper. Why am I being painted in this light? What about me says that I hate? I'm not a hater. I bring love.
Okay, so this was released in November of '88. So
Mhm.
that's probably why it didn't do so well.
It's bad timing.
Because this is
That's a
this
shit
is-
month. Yep.
Yeah, so everybody's going to like Christmas movies and
Yeah.
stuff, but the number one movie this week, the weekend this released, was Child's Play.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
Well, I know that movie was a big hit because I remember all the hype about it.
Oh yeah.
But then once you've seen the movie and then the hype dies down, and you're like, wait a second, man, it's just a doll. I'd kick that thing out the window.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
So when it released, so They Live came in at 6. Child's Play was 1. Scrooged was 2. That was out.
Oh wow.
That was out for. Oh wait, maybe I got this wrong.
You bastard.
But yeah, so Child's Play.
Copa lied to all of us. He's a liar. That's all
Let
he
me-
is just a
That's
liar.
all he is.
I know.
Saves his best for Zach's. Gives me lies. Um,
It's just another racist joke that I probably can't say on YouTube.
You just did.
So Roddy's checking out these two dudes going into a building, which when I say it like that doesn't sound good.
Wow.
No,
he
that
thinks
face.
something
this
crazy. I know it's gonna be like
You.
crazy.
Happy
Um,
endings.
this was filmed in LA, right? It looks like it.
It looks like Los Angeles, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's this is the dude who's in charge of the whole operation, and they, just kind of talking about issues.
What else has that guy been in? Oh, he's not Quattro.
He's been around the block too.
Mhm.
A few movies, yeah.
He's just one of those dudes. So this is like the headquarters building for the pirate radio.
They live.
We sleep.
Oh, they get the goggles.
Oh.
Yep, that's an LA house.
So
Oh,
he's just
so
hanging
it
out.
did open number 1. Sorry. Number 2
this did?
was yeah.
I'll be damned.
That's actually shocking. I never thought
is
this movie
shocking.
did well.
Well,
I didn't
Roddy
think it did.
Piper and the
That
whole
doesn't-
wrestling thing were becoming
It
a
was
really
popular.
big deal right around
Yeah.
this time. So I could see him just bringing an audience like that. And
Just for him. yeah.
Schwarzenegger was a top seller, so was Van Damme. I mean, muscles were a big deal. So
And-
just seeing a guy like
yeah.
that on screen was a big deal.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I remember being a kid and watching all those action guys and
Right.
being like, "Man, I need to get jacked." And I was only
Let's
like,
get jacked.
I'm gonna get jacked.
Take steroids.
Of course, number 2 is all your favorites. It was U2's Rattle and Hum.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
man, I love that movie
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
You can tell.
It was great. I enjoyed it. I worked at the movie theater when both of these when all these things were out. That's my
Yeah.
that's why I saw like a lot of these things.
Oh, that's why you were sleeping through most of these. Okay, got it.
Well, I've seen them so many times. This was good though. I mean, all the cops are showing up because they know where the headquarters is now, and chaos. A lot of chaosy kind of scenes here. They're beating them down. It's just like LA now.
Yeah.
He's
It's
back
ahead
in
of its
the-
time because the riot, the Rodney King riots for another couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
and he finds this
Oh,
box.
yeah.
What
Oh,
could be in
yes.
this box? Why is there a
Oh,
box left behind?
A
It's a
mystery
box of
box.
sunglasses. Well, this is some bullshit.
Ray-Bans, baby. Yeah.
Such a
Cheap
cheap
sunglass-
plot
glasses
device
from
that works
China.
so well.
This is hilarious though because he finds this box of what you would think is an important thing. I mean, he just thinks they're sunglasses, and he hides it in a garbage can.
Now see, today's filmmaker, they wouldn't go cheap and just have the tech inside sunglasses. It'd be like some kind of freaking suit that connects to a machine that connects to a spaceship, and that's how you
That
see
makes
the
things
aliens.
way too complicated.
Way too
Yeah, it's all,
complicated.
like,
Yeah.
super
Way too much.
complicated.
Yep.
Yeah. No, homie just puts on sunglasses and sees aliens.
And that's it. And it's
Very
perfect.
easy, simple.
It's so simple. It's brilliant.
It just yeah.
Brilliant.
And then we get
Oh my god, I love it.
and this was such a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like today's government.
It's like today's propaganda.
Today's propaganda.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't say anything. Well,
Yeah, you're right. No
No
independent.
independent thought.
God, this movie hits hard, man.
Well, it does because it works.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still, I mean, like I said, it's as relevant now as it was then, and
100%.
probably more so.
It's like I
Because
brought
back-
up. It's
back
like
in
I brought up last
1980
night. I'm sorry.
No, go.
Well, I was going to say it's like I brought up last night. I was watching a commercial, and it was for some kind of fucking pill, and I'm like, why does every medication commercial look the same, sound the same, but
Yep.
it's a different pill?
Yeah.
And I was like, it has this. Every medication commercial to me has this dystopian taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah.
this
Fake,
this
fake happiness.
this
Yeah.
fake happiness that they're trying to sell you. That hey, you're just one pill away from that smile, baby.
Mhm.
You're just one pill.
Flower
away.
fields and bright,
Yeah,
and bright
yeah,
and
everything's
colorful.
And
bright.
you know, do any of these has anybody seen a medicine commercial recently that told you what it does?
Right.
No, it doesn't
I
tell
often
you.
don't know
Yeah,
what
it
it does.
doesn't
I know what
specifically
I know
tell
the
you what
side
it does.
effects. I know-
They don't
right.
tell you what it's for. They just said contact your doctor.
Doctor. Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
We have
yeah.
an answer to something. Talk
Yeah.
to your
Are
doctor.
you su-
Never
Are
mind,
you
you'll
suffering
bleed
these
anally.
symptoms?
Do you guys even remember back before when they didn't advertise any of that crap?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget.
Never
what
saw
Those
it.
are better days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was the Bush administration or the Obama administration that.
It was right around the end of the millennium, right around 98 or so, that it really
It's-
started coming
Oh,
out.
so it
and
was-
Robin Williams does a whole bit on it right around that same time period.
Yeah. I want to say the first ads I ever saw were in magazines. And then, there were ads for the medicine in there. And then it went on TV and stuff.
Is that
Dude,
Biden?
I knew where we were in trouble when an actual pharmaceutical company produced an actual medication and produced an actual commercial for Soma, which is the drug in Brave New World. I was like,
So-
that's it. We're
Soma's
done
been out for a while.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's so friggin' crazy.
So we get to meet these handsome devils, and these are your alien overlords.
That's right.
What you
What
got
a
a problem?
fantastic.
Democrats.
Excuse me.
So think about it. He had to save a lot of money to go black and white because of the faces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, again,
I
we
mean,
were
it works,
talking
though.
about
The
this.
effect works fantastic.
It works
Yeah, it
great.
does.
Right. And you don't need to explain why the glasses is black and white.
Nope. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
It just-
you just accept.
You
It,
just
yep,
accept. You just consume. You just consume and move on.
Move on.
Yep.
Yep.
And you obey.
Iconic.
Like Disney fans.
And this is I like this because he just gets it. It's like the comedian in The Watchmen.
Mhm.
It's a joke. It's just a whole.
Yeah, it's
big
all
joke.
one big fucking joke.
Yep. Once you see it, then
I love this.
yeah, this is
I love
great.
this. You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was great. And then they all get on their handy watch devices.
Right,
So-
all in their Apple watches.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Before was a
Apple
thing.
Watch.
Way ahead
Yeah.
of their time.
You think they're all calling it in, but the one on the front right is just checking how many steps she did.
Mm. How many calories did I burn today?
I just have to get 349
Hashtag
more
that shit.
steps, and I got it.
Is that a turkey baster in a bag stuck to that pillar?
That's a
Don't worry
special
about
item.
that.
You
Yes,
got it.
That's
Yeah, I think
exactly
it
what
is.
that is.
That's
Wow.
yes, that's
That's for special occasions.
Good eye.
Yeah, ignore the fact that I picked that out of the entire scene.
Never mind the aliens and the watches. He's like, there's a turkey.
Shieldwall.
there.
We're gonna have to talk after the show. Okay.
We're here for you.
They're like, "Hey, nice gentlemen, you're okay, we're okay, and you're not okay."
Yeah.
Boom.
You won't
Hot
do it,
Rod
Papa.
beat that ass.
Oh, hey, Mojo, look, he's got jeans on and
And a
He
belt.
has a
Does he have a
belt.
belt?
Yes.
He is wearing a belt. He's also wearing a wedding ring.
He's all belted up.
Yeah,
Oh,
he wouldn't
shit.
take it. He refused to take it off for the movie. John Carpenter wanted it off, and he said, "Nope."
Really?
leave it alone."
Wow.
Yep, he refused.
Wow.
Then he's shooting up the cops. They're not cops; they're aliens. But the car is open, so he gets some gear, and this is another one of those
Is that
iconic scenes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
this is the greatest thing ever.
Beautiful line ever. I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Kick ass.
And I'm all out of
All
bubblegum.
And everybody starts freaking out.
So badass.
Yep.
He just
American
starts
flag
blasting
right
him.
there.
Yep.
So he just
And
he's
this
just looking at
wrestler
the
did
aliens.
such a good job acting these scenes too, man. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he
And he's
goes out,
Canadian too.
and you
I
got
didn't
these.
know that.
Drone
I didn't know
things.
he's Canadian either. It
Yeah,
actually
drone
brings the level
style.
down for me a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Is Zach still with me?
yeah.
So
This
there's a
used to be a
flying
perfect
vacuum
10, but-
cleaner over the top. It's like a Roomba that's tracking him.
Oh.
And of course, but now they've got his image and they blast that out of the sky. And then there's pretty girl in parking garage. And he's just like, get in the car. We're going. Because that's how you pick up women in LA, friends.
Mhm.
That
They go to
works.
her house.
The
and
idea
they-
that anybody watching this movie didn't think she was going to double cross him. I'm sorry. There's something about
exactly.
the way her eyes glint. She's like a comic book villain. That face on
Mhm.
her. It's like, you got to be kidding me. I'm sorry. Sorry to the actress, but it's true. She looks like some science fiction supervillain every single time I see her. That's all I can think of.
They were about to have some wine, but then out the window he went because she
Yep.
was asking him to move the television, which was a little bit weird, but whatever. That's normally what happens in a hostage situation.
Yeah.
But she was pretty, so she threw him out the window.
Ah!
Oh, thank God this all this brush was here.
Mhm.
Those
Hey, man,
eyes
those
are crazy
those
though.
bushes get real itchy. I don't know if anybody else is falling in bushes like
There
that.
had to be a better way to say that.
Yeah.
Wow,
I-
Copa.
Yep.
Circles
moved
are
the
you
TV.
running in, buddy?
What are you exactly? What are you trying to say there?
Yo, dude.
Is that Meg Foster?
I'm
That
just warning everybody, don't fall in those bushes. You're going to get itchy.
Nice bush.
Well, that was the 80s.
Oh, he lost his sunglasses.
He lost his
Aw.
fancy glasses.
Don't worry,
Now
there's a
he's
whole box of them.
kind of sleeping outside. This looks a lot like where he was hanging out before.
He
Mhm.
But,
beat up though.
Yo, man, he
Fell
looks
out of
like
that
the
window, man.
he looks like the bum in Clockwork Orange.
he
Like how
does.
abrupt he can
He
dance.
does. Oh,
like-
look at this guy.
What the fuck are you doing here? And
Yeah,
he's got abrasion marks. He wouldn't help him out. His buddy wouldn't help out. Now he's all dejected. He doesn't have his fancy glasses. He's back at the trash can. The garbage truck has come, oddly enough, to take away the trash. This is still a real messed up looking area, though, but that's fine. So he hops in the back, digs through the garbage, finds his magic box of glasses. Then now we're at the scene, the 47-minute fight scene. This movie, half the movie is this fight scene between David Keith or Keith David, David Keith. I get
Keith David.
this is Keith David. There are two actors who had the opposite names.
David keeps a
One
white
is-
guy.
One is an older white gentleman. And he's like, look, man, just put on the glasses. And then they have a rough and tumble. And it just keeps going on
I love
and
it.
on. And on. I think it's Monday.
It's great though.
Um,
It's great though.
And on. And then he puts on the glasses. Finally, after 47
Yeah.
minutes,
Finally.
he puts on the glasses.
Dude, that was supposed to be a 20-second fight scene originally.
Seriously?
But they start fighting for real. I mean, they just went with it. He just kept filming and then went a little over 5 minutes.
Can you imagine the conversation in the editing booth? He's like, "So how many of these shots do you want in here?" And he's like,
Mm.
"Get
All
everyone."
of
I
them.
want the whole
Get
Yeah.
all of them. What do you mean
Everything.
all of
More.
them? I mean everyone.
So now he puts on the fancy glasses and he sees the bug people. Oh,
Hmm,
shit.
pretty.
All right.
It makes you wonder.
This
'cause
is
they
funny,
never,
though. They're
they
checking
never-
into a hotel. like everything's fine.
Yeah.
Both of them.
We're not going up here to have gay sex.
Not at all.
I would like to have one hotel room for smoking crack, please.
Yes, obviously, guys. Give me
This is
one
where
sec.
Ian Holmes tells the both of them marriages are on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I don't want to I don't want to fill up his Oreo.
I don't remember. I don't remember if they ever explain how long the aliens have been around, because the aliens.
Nah.
obviously-
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Right.
They don't.
Nope.
And it kind of isn't even important.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I've always wondered though, like it really feels like they've been established for quite some time, like generations.
Yeah,
Like,
because
Since
they've got that
47,
whole, like,
perhaps. You know.
yeah, they've got that whole entire like under the sea kind of infrastructure already there too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And
Towards
they've
the end
already.
of the film, they're all in. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've already got like that interstellar travel beam port
Yes.
thing, and
Mhm.
so basically they've already taken over. They just need
Yeah.
to maintain it.
What's also crazy is that Jim McMahon did not almost fought for him. He was fighting with Carpenter not to put him in this movie. He was
Why?
going to find him another script for something else. And Carpenter had a fight for Piper to get into the movie initially.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, McMahon was like, no, he's not doing it. And John Carpenter's like, fuck you. I'm John Carpenter. He's doing the movie.
So then they go to a big rebel meeting. They get contacts instead of the glasses, which is
Glasses.
better.
Sure.
Better weapons. And they see pretty-eyed lady who we took hostage earlier. But she wore the glasses, so now she sees. Or does she?
Yeah, right.
Bombs go off. Police show up. He gets one of the watches that the bug people wear. And holy crap, it opens portals. That's a weird plot device, but you kind of go with it. I get it as a communication device, but you never really see the bug people use this. The only time you ever see it is when they're using it.
You've already believed in the fact that you opened up.
Yeah,
a
that's
world
true.
Putting on
It's
sunglasses,
not
so
too big of a. You're right. I know you're
it's
right.
not much of a
Like
jump.
Rick Sanchez portal gun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Another
So
callback.
now they're underground. Set wise, they didn't have to do a whole lot with this movie. It's mostly just
This just
location
a
shoots
maintenance
with,
tunnel
with some
for
effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Construction sites and alleys and whatever.
And then they
Yeah,
go
you
to
know what?
fancy training room.
That construction site. This is 20th Century Fox, right? Isn't this 20th
Yeah.
Century? Because
I'm not sure.
Yes.
is it? It's 20th Century Fox.
I'll look it
So
up.
this could literally all be filmed at Century Studios, and at the time, 20th Century Fox was building ABC Plaza in the form of the Nakatomi Plaza.
Ah, that's right.
So that could have been the construction site, because I've seen construction sites in LA that are in Buffy that turned into buildings that I know Joss Whedon is a partner in. So yeah,
Cool.
there's that kind of stuff going on all the time. Those
Makes
tunnels
sense.
are probably maintenance tunnels underneath the set system at 20th Century Fox.
Mhm.
Now Zax is challenging Nosferatu the vampire to a long fight in an alley.
I
Do
saw
it.
that. I like that.
I think that would be
I like the
internet
energy.
gold.
I like
Internet
the
gold.
energy in the chat.
So
Remember, Zach's girth is everything.
oh, God,
That is
It's
true.
not length. It's not length. It's
always
girth.
back to girth with you.
That's all he's got.
It's oh, he's like a tuna can. So
Sorry.
We're never going
Sorry.
to get through this.
No, this is going to be a
oh.
5-hour stream. Sorry.
now they're
It's
in
a
a dining
before we
in a big-
wait before we.
Go.
Sorry to cut you off, but it's not a Fox picture. It's Universal. I just looked it up.
Oh.
Oh, it's Universal. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they find themselves, and there's like speeches going on about everything that the bug people have done. Everybody's very important. And then you get this show off guy. Show off guy doesn't question that they're dressed like dirtbags, right off the street and in rough shape. He's like, all right, you're one of us. Okay, show off guy takes him
But
off tour.
isn't show
Show
off
guy was
guy
a bum.
Isn't he a bum in the earlier scenes?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
he gets picked up, and that's how they recruit people.
Mm-hmm.
They pull them out of the depths and bring them up, and that's why they're like so loyal, because
Oh,
they don't want to go back to being what they were.
Right.
He's also
I missed that. I'm sorry.
He's also the dude that was in Escape from New York. He wore the president's bracelet.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
I'm the president. I knew they gave me this. I'd be president.
And here's an interesting callback. He's also the bum in Back to the Future.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
starting to see with his casting.
He's a good bum.
Yep.
Good bum.
There had to be a better way to say that as well. So now we're at the intergalactic transport station.
Badass.
Cool. It's a very interesting. This is one of the few effects in the movie is this scene where they go into the thing and then this little light travels off to this planet. It's cool. It's a, you know what? You just accept. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's aliens, man.
And now show off guy at the TV studio, and he's like, "Hey, show off guy."
Yeah.
Is he asking where the girl is, or I forget exactly what he says here? That's alarming. Something contrary.
Jacob said that he's got to go here in a minute.
Oh, do you, Jacob? Here, let me. All right, Jacob. Well, hey, thank you for being with us tonight, buddy.
Hey, I'm glad. Thank you for inviting me. I had a good time. And
thank you, as always, for the memes. They are they're so good. They're so
awesome.
good. So, what before you take off though, bud? What do you got coming up?
Jacob?
He's having internet issues, he said before,
Yeah.
so maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, well, this Tuesday he's doing Rear Window, isn't it? I think.
yes, it's
That
Rear
we're
Window
doing?
on the channel.
That's such
What
a great
time?
movie.
What time does he come on? Is it 7
Last time was 5:30. I'm thinking.
Pacific
He
Standard?
was
Pacific time.
7:30.
So eight.
Yeah.
It was 8. It was
Okay.
8:30 for Jurassic Park. So
Right. So there you go.
Okay, so in Western,
In
the
in
long
Western,
coast,
it's
like
5:30.
5:30 PST.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
Anyway, take a look at Jacob's channel. Find him on YouTube. Everybody's information is in the description, and he has a great show every Tuesday doing a deep dive into a movie.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Make
we've
sure you
done
check it
Close
out.
Encounters. We just
Apparently
did
is a
Jurassic
nice
Park. Good stuff.
Twilight
Yeah.
Zone, all kinds of good stuff.
So Cable 54, I'm sure not a Studio 54 was the thing back in the day. Where you have the alien news network folks, and they just blow the shit up.
Damn.
Just
Fuck
open
yeah.
fire on everything.
they're standing in front of
Fine.
the no smoking sign too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real crime, I think.
Yeah, right.
That's the crime.
Yeah, that was.
So they go into
end
the
of it.
room. Not everybody in here is a bug. Some of them are regular people, but that's kind of the point. I always hated this style camera. These are the security
Wait a
guys.
second.
And
Isn't that
device looks
Egon's?
oddly familiar.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah,
from
that
Ghostbusters.
prop is like right out of Ghostbusters 2.
That is a Ghostbusters prop.
Fantastic.
Urban camouflage is what that's called, right? Urban camouflage, like gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's.
He's like,
running down halls.
Remember when they went to the digital gray? That was even worse.
Well, Navy did the digital blue. I don't want to talk about it. It was embarrassing for all of us. And they find Pretty Eyed Lady again.
Big
Yeah,
fuss.
she's looking pretty good, and I like that sweater.
And then it's fuck over time.
Yep.
So
With a
it turns out
PPK.
Pretty Eyed Lady was working for the Bug People the entire time. And,
Son of a
and
bitch must pay. What?
And then then his partner disappears. He's looking at a big dish, but he has his special contacts in, so he sees what it really is. And this is sending the signal out to everybody that masks the Bug People.
Yep, G5 right there. There it is. That's a G5 antenna. Oh man, this movie.
Yeah, with a nice TikTok center.
Yeah.
So Pretty Eyed Lady's like, no, you're not going to blow up the thing that masks the Bug People.
Let's make this quick. I have an appearance on Buck Rogers in a few minutes.
Well, she
Hella
was
got
in
Whoa.
Masters of the Universe. She was an evil Lynn.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
in
that's
Masters
right.
of the Universe.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's right.
Ooh.
Wow.
Classic. Can't get it out of my
So
head.
he's got his
This
hidden.
villain.
He's got a small hidden gun in his filthy undergarment. That didn't sound right when I said it either.
Wow, Roman.
Yeah, no,
Uh-oh,
that's
he shoots
Jack
pretty old
Black
lady.
in Tropic Thunder. Pulls a gun out of his filthy underwear.
He's sad that he had to shoot pretty lady. Shit blows up. He blows up the thing with a regular gun because apparently there's not very good alien shielding on these devices. You see the beam, but then the beam goes out. the great ending with the middle finger.
Yep.
And the bug people are exposed. Guy and Bar is great. I like Guy and Bar.
Fantastic.
Guy Bar's good. And notice now it's in color, right?
Right. Well,
Yes.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not looking through the glasses.
Isn't
Yep.
there a scene where somebody turns to one and goes, "Barbara, you look like shit"?
Well,
Might be- I
the
don't remember
very
that part.
last scene is there's a chick riding a dude
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, there it is.
This is where the
What's wrong,
movie ends,
baby?
is on this scene, and that's it. That's the
What's up,
last scene of the movie.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
That
the
is
last
awesome.
scene, man.
That's a pretty
Classic.
crazy way to go out. So John Carpenter definitely has a style. So we were going to look at the thing. I don't know. We're pretty far deep in right now.
2 hours ago. Yeah.
The thing, which we're not going to look at really, but we can talk about briefly, is I think on every level his best movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the most serious tone,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's certainly the most. It's
Yeah.
a sub picture. It's in a bottle. These guys are all in the same camp. We never
Yes.
leave the camp. We don't know what's going on in the world. We don't hear anything about the Cold War. We don't hear anything about nationalities or countries or anything beyond Sweden, right? Or Finland or whatever those guys were. And that's it. There's no
Norway.
global picture. It's just them. It's just these dudes in this very, very inhospitable place for human beings, and then it gets worse. Just
The tension buildup is intense.
mhm.
And then when it lets
Big
loose,
time.
it's like,
Yes.
holy shit.
Well, the whole movie is about what? Isolation. So these
Mhm.
guys are isolated in their camp from another camp in an isolated part of the world. And then this alien creature comes along and isolates each man from each other in the camp.
Yeah,
So
and even worse on top
We
of
can
that,
do- we can do a brief
it
talk about
isolates them within their own heads
Brief.
too, because
Right.
they're not even sure they're
not-
themselves.
Yeah, they're not
Right.
even sure that they're themselves. So it's constant isolation for these guys. I mean, and it's so well done because it's done in the most simplest way possible for everybody to kind of latch onto and understand. That by the time they start figuring out what's going on, you start thinking about every person in this movie, and you're paranoid, whether you even know them from an audience member standpoint.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's just a brilliant film.
Yeah, it's great.
It's his best.
I mean,
Hands
visually, this movie looks a lot different than his other films.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to use a phrase that's going to sound a little bit wonky, but it looks like a real movie.
Yes, yeah. Cinematically, it's his most cinematic film.
It doesn't have that kind of semi-polished college movie look that a lot of his things have.
Mhm.
Right.
Um,
No, yeah, it looks legit.
No,
Like
it looks
big
like
time.
it looked like it comes out of the same world as Alien.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
or Blade
that-
Runner even
or
too.
that
Or
lives-
set
Yeah.
dressing.
The
Yeah.
lived in
So-
look.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, totally.
Or
but the
Outlander.
cinematography was just in this. You're right, and man, the gore scenes. People
Oh, yeah.
people got really bugged out about the gore scenes back in the day.
They did.
Those things are excellent, man.
I thought it was
Yes.
beautiful.
Dude, I'm telling you, young people still are shocked at how good this
When they see
movie
it,
is.
yeah.
Just shocked to how good. And they're like, why don't we get movies like this? I continuously hear. Oh my God. Best character in the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
film.
I
This guy.
love that
God, by
part, man.
far. Yeah.
Got that, baby!
Yeah, you
They
gotta
want to
beat
be
us.
dogs. They want to be us. You know,
shoot
funny
you dead.
thing.
This is
There are a couple
Roman
of us
talking
on
about
appeal.
his criticisms of movies.
Yeah, he's like,
What, Big Trouble in Little China's a bad movie.
yeah,
What's that bullshit with the green eye? She ain't Chinese.
yeah.
Yeah, like
This
that.
thing.
This is
was
epic
great.
too.
Dude, when it goes off,
But
man,
just
it's
the-
like,
but
oh
the
shit.
practical
Ah.
effects, man, the practical effects on this are just stunningly good. I mean, look at the hand.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
but it's the effects aside, it's the plots, which is based on the novella Who Goes There,
Mhm,
that building of suspicion,
mhm.
and it's those two things that you guys were discussing, the isolation and the paranoia. Those two things are the winning combo to this movie.
Yeah, and plus also look at this cast that we've got here. These are
Yeah,
very
man.
Yeah, good
realistically
actors.
casted beings. None
Yep.
of these people are beautiful or spectacular or extraordinary looking. They're just dudes. They're just friggin' dudes.
And they look like people that would be like mechanics and
Right.
Yeah.
weather
Yeah.
people and geologists
Mhm.
and
Yeah, just standing there, they legitimize their trades.
This was the wonkiest effect in the movie, was the boss monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was of all if I have a complaint about the thing aside from
thing, yeah.
Knowles wearing roller skates, which I found irritating, this is the other complaint. Was the kind of wonkiness of the boss creature.
Yeah, you're right to call that a boss creature too. It kind of
Yeah, it was
Looks like
almost
it.
its final form, almost
Yeah.
its true form.
But then you got that great ambiguous ending.
Mhm.
Why don't we
Yep,
sit
but
here
that
and wait?
bass track, that bass
See what
track he
happens.
lays down at the end of
Yeah.
it, go boom, 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 boom.
Guess we'll just sit
boom,
here
boom,
and wait,
boom, boom.
see what happens.
see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's just. I mean, it's from beginning to end. It is a brilliant
Fantastic.
Love it.
movie.
Yep.
And Carpenter didn't put in a ton of his own music because he had the help of Ennio Morricone on that.
Yes.
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 One of the greatest composers cinematically ever.
Yeah, and
Wait.
this movie is so humorless. Like there is
Yeah.
not a drop of
It's
humor
very
in
Not a
it
lot of
serious,
jokes.
whatsoever.
Not a lot of jokes to be had in the thing.
No.
No, there was that one micro tension release joke where he goes, "You got to be fucking kidding me."
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Look, they look, and it's like
head
it's not a
monster.
joke, but we all laugh anyway because you really have to be kidding me with what we're looking at on screen
Yeah.
right now.
What are we
It's
seeing
like-
here?
It was cathartic. The whole audience had a little giggle for a moment, but nobody was laughing.
Like even
Right.
Alien had its comedic moments. Like especially in the
Yeah.
beginning when they're talking about their paychecks and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, or even when the cat escapes the net when they first discover the cat
Yeah,
and they send
yeah.
Mhm.
John Hurt or whatever they send him after that and it's like, dude, you got to go get the and it's a kind of a giggle and then he gets eaten or taken
Eaten, yep.
by the alien and that's it. It's like, yeah, okay, back to serious, I guess.
Did
Yeah.
anybody see the 2011 remake
Yeah, I did.
thing?
Yeah.
The thing.
Well, it was a
There were
prequel, wasn't it?
aspects of it that I thought.
Did the prequel.
There's
Actually,
a prequel.
I liked the setup. Going to the camp. I liked that stuff that they did because they tried very hard with that movie to recreate this world.
Mhm.
They failed though in execution.
Everything else.
badly.
Mhm.
I
And it
didn't have
never-
I didn't have too many problems with the Thing prequel, other than the fact that they called it The Thing
Right.
and then tried to market it as a remake, and then the filmmakers had to come out and say, no, it's not a remake, it's not a sequel, it's a prequel.
Cool.
About what happened in the
Right.
Norwegian side of things. But I thought it was okay. I didn't hate on it at all.
I didn't. I had just like I said. I liked what they tried to do, but I didn't like. I
Yeah.
thought the look of it never really captured. It didn't look like 1982.
No, but they did.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. But
So it didn't have that same vibe. I mean, it felt like it was now, except they were trying to be then, which it was.
They did a lot of things practically, which I respected.
Well, they tried to do a lot of their monster effects practically,
Yeah.
and then the studio stuck their junk in it, and
Right.
then they did
course.
that half-ass CGI, which was terrible.
Exactly.
I didn't like the fillings thing. I mean, there's just a lot of the new one I didn't like. Is it a horrible movie? No, it's an okay movie. It's not something that I would recommend to anybody.
I was just about to say I would never sit here and say, hey, let's watch the prequel thing and then the thing. It would be either we watch the thing and then we'll watch the prequel, or we're just going to watch the thing.
Right. You know, I wanted to note that this movie is one of the few in the catalog we went through today where Carpenter had the luxury of having an isolated set. Like the crew is isolated, the building is isolated, and he has the most control he's probably ever had on a set. He's not filming at a location. The whole thing is a set. They're going to burn the whole thing down at the end, by the way, right?
Yeah,
it's like
the fire is real.
So it's interesting to note that his most cinematic piece is where he has the most cinematic control.
And the cast on this, I mean, you really felt like those guys had been together down there on the ice for a while. That, you know, the familiarity you get with people in that type of environment is a unique type of thing. I mean, being on deployment is, you know, you're stuck with this group of people. And so you know their ins and outs. And that's the way I thought you got this group presented itself in the film. There's like I said, it's one of those movies. It's you know, like my top 3 that rotate around all the time is this movie. Just for so many aspects of it. The practical effects, the casting was brilliant. Wilford Brimley. I mean, Wilford Brimley in this role, you know, you thought of him as the diabetes guy, but no, he has other things.
Oh, this was when he had pre-diabetes.
Pre-diabetes. Yeah, he was pre-diabetic.
Yeah, he's pre-diabetic.
The soundtrack, the look, like I said, and you genuinely got that feeling of isolation.
Yeah, it fires on all cylinders.
Quintessential to the you know what the film.
I mean, just the idea that they would come in from walking around outside and their beard would have ice on it.
Right. They don't just come in.
Those little details really go a long way.
Now, the OG 50s movie didn't it have a woman in it?
It had a few women in it.
Right.
This has no women.
Right.
This is an all-male cast, and it works better with an all-male cast because the dynamic is very different with an all-male cast. You throw one gal into the mix, it changes everything.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're stuck with a bunch of dudes and dudes start freaking out, that's a whole different scenario than having a woman freak out. You know, it's like your natural instinct with a woman freaking out is like telling her to calm down or whatever. But like, if all of us were stuck on a ship and one of us starts freaking out and then the other one starts freaking out, well, you know, that starts spreading. So you watch this spread through the paranoia just starts spreading with a bunch of dudes, and it's unnerving to watch what looks like strong-willed men who are alpha males and dominant start losing their minds.
Yeah, that's something that they make extremely clear in the novel. In the original novel, Who Goes There, it's so clear in the very beginning. You could feel that the tension is building as they're describing what this thing is that they found and all of the evidence and all the biology involved. And the scientist starts speculating. And then the hero of the story steps into frame, and it's like everybody calms down. Like he's the anchor to their emotional tension. And it's just the introduction of the book. It's the first 5 pages. It's crazy good. Yeah. It's so good.
And if you've not read Who Goes There,
it's good.
I highly recommend it. Or they actually have an audio version on YouTube. You can sit and listen to it for.
That's what I did. I listened to
45 minutes, an hour, or something like that. It's very brief.
All of the tension that's in this
it was
version
100% worth it.
I want to say it was originally in released in a magazine in a couple parts.
Yeah, probably. Back in the 30s.
Yeah. There's actually there's a more complete version of the manuscript that's out now called Frozen Hell. John Campbell is the author, but it's the same thing. Just I've not read the more fleshed out version of it. So things are often removed for a reason. It doesn't always make it better when you add more stuff in. Because I thought that was a very complete story. There were little bits in it, and we talked about this before, that you kind of had some jumps from a scene to another scene, and you're not quite sure what the fuck happened in between. So I don't know. Maybe it fills in those gaps. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just adds a whole other complete, group of shit. Dempsey, how you doing, buddy? We are in the final throes of the show here.
Check out the video we did on this. We go in depth in the book.
Yes, if you want to see, we did a review of the novella, the 1951 film, which almost seems comedic after you watch the 1982 film, and then the 1982 film, which is the heavy monster, brilliant thing that it is.
Yeah, solid show.
Yeah, I think on that we will wrap up. We did pretty good. It went just a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but we covered
Ghost of Mars. Wow, gee,
wow.
Ouch.
And that was my pick of the week.
Yeah, good one.
I know Copa is a big fan of the Ghost of Mars. It's one of the main things on his page. So let's go around the horn real fast as to what everybody's got coming up, and then we will say our adieus for the evening. Shieldwall, what do you got coming up, buddy?
I don't have anything coming up unless somebody invites me onto a stream. Then I'd be more than happy to join. But yeah, thanks for having me on. This is great. So many good movies, good times, lots of laugh. Thanks to the chat, to Matt and everybody out there keeping us up to speed on what's going on in these movies. It's a great time. Thanks for having me on.
Right on. MOJOE, my friend.
MOJOE.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was a blast, man. This was a cool experience. I miss doing podcasts now, man. You might have gave me my bug back. Only thing I'm working on creative right now is, my best friend and I used to do a podcast together, and now it's more of a production company. We're working on a movie that we're starting to shoot soon down in Imperial Beach, California. And,
Awesome.
hopefully when we're done, you guys can critique it the same way we critique these masterpieces tonight.
Well, right on. That's cool. When do you have a timeline you're working with right now, or is it's still?
Well, we're still casting. We're going to shoot some scenes, get a bunch of B-roll, and then the scenes that him and I are going to be in alone, we're going to try and work those while we're still casting. It's hard to find what we're looking for, man. It's not your typical.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, more to follow.
Right on, dude. All right, Cannoli Pliskin. What do you got coming up?
Yes. Tomorrow, Friday, Mrs. CannoliSasquatch and I are launched the rebranded Friday show. It's the Cannoli Connection, episode 1 now, and we have Joker Voice as our guest. Excellent. So a lot of making fun of Marvel and DC in that show. And then Monday, we got a big show. Me and my man Copa here, Vex and White Bear on the Mischief Mayhem movie show. We are interviewing Drunk 3PO.
That's huge, dude.
Yeah, about his new graphic novel, Achromatic Chronicles Blue Part 1. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So those are the two heavy hitters coming up. And thanks again for bringing me on. I love these movies. Brought me back to my childhood, and what a great panel, great chat. You guys are awesome.
All right, brother. Thank you. All right, my favorite internet wizard, Blair de Blair. What do you got coming up, buddy?
I'm on to Gray's show tomorrow, Wakatashi Sea House, around 11 p.m. We're going to be talking about the 1981 movie Dragon Slayer.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Nice.
I used to have a book, like movie book. And all it was like really pictures and then like slight descriptions of the movie of Dragon Slayer. I first watched Dragon Slayer through that book.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
it's totally cool.
Yeah, he slays dragons and then he goes on to be an Ally McBeal or whatever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
he was in Ghostbusters too. He was that one weirdo
in Ghostbusters too. Yeah.
No, he was the other guy, the annoying.
Yeah. He was the thrall of the villain.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really weird, very early 80s fantasy movie. It was never a big movie. You don't hear much about it, but yeah, that kind of just, brings back some memories. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where are you from? The Upper West Side.
Upper West Side.
Yeah. That movie is the first appearance of Go Motion, computer-controlled camera motions, because they were doing a lot of the cameras would be controlled on set so that the visual effect could be paralleled to the same camera movement with the stop motion effects.
So they put it in the dragons.
And he pulls off a really good Luke Skywalker bit in that. He's basically Luke Skywalker.
I remember that movie fondly. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't want to spoil it for myself by seeing it again. So it's just like, Big Trouble in Little China. So Steven, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Nothing planned, nothing penciled. Actually, the last thing I have penciled in is the Rear Window thing with Jacob on Tuesday. But beyond that, I really can't speak for myself. I really have no idea where I will be or when I will be. But I will see you around the campfires, I guess.
Right on. All right, Mr. Nada Catania. And it still works. It still works well. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I reviewed Ant-Man and the Wasp and just how great writing that was.
Great movie.
Fantastic review.
Fantastic review.
Terrible movie, great review.
Brilliant.
Was a great movie.
Thank you. So I have that. Next week I'm going to be reviewing Cocaine Bear.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Going to see that Saturday. I'm going to see it Saturday.
So I'll be
hearing good things.
Ray Liotta's last film.
Yeah, I have to go see it.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's passed. I don't imagine he's got a lot of other projects floating around out there.
Yeah.
So
got that going on.
Fuck yeah, with the Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, dude. And we're going to be White Bear is going to be talking to the Canadian Bear on Monday. I'm going to plug it again because we're going to be talking to the Drunk 3PO on Monday. And then Tuesday, I will be on Jacob Ironside's show talking exclusively about Rear Window.
Awesome.
Good.
Right on.
So that's what I got going on. Oh, and thank you for having me. Always a wonderful panel. You put together some of the best panels with the best people. Had a great time with the chat as well. I love talking John Carpenter with anybody who would listen to me. So thank you for having me. I love being here.
Now, I would love to have covered more, but we would be here till tomorrow.
And I got to repeat the joke
about doing
one last time.
Filmography.
Roman, this is how you scrub. How many movies did we get through? There was some scrubbing going on while we were talking about scenes, and it just kept it moving forward, just on a nice click.
It wasn't a 5-hour show, so that's the best. That's the best we could have done with this. Or we could have done each one of these.
I punch you in the arm, Cannoli, because I love you.
I love you, buddy. It's all good. I get it.
This is what happens when you have me on the show. I'll derail it real quick.
Thank you.
Saturday, I am on with PJ Maybe at 12. That's the UK show. A lot of fun every week. We go into it just really bumbling in and see where we end up. It's a good time though. And Thursday, who's with me this week? I will have to look. We're doing the last group of episodes for The Last of Us, and we'll be. And then at the end of the show, we'll do a wrap up. But this is just covering these last few episodes. That way, it's not a big monster thing at one point.
I heard the last episode was garbage.
There were issues with the last episode, but to be frank, there are issues with most of the episodes. This one had a couple fairly egregious things. Who do I have? Untamed Mando, Vex, Shieldwall. You're stuck with me again.
I've been keeping up with the show. I'd be more than happy to get on.
Matt's going to be with his Joker voice, and Flaccid. Those are the people who are scheduled this week for, like I said, the next couple episodes of The Last of Us. And it's been an uneven show, and I don't want to talk about that now because we can talk about that for several hours about what the hell's wrong with modern filmmaking and their ideas, but that's okay. So, and the following week, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Usually I plan weeks in advance, and I didn't do that. I've got a gaping hole. We might talk aliens. That's kind of where my mind is going.
Dude? Gaping, huh?
What?
gaping.
Wow.
hole.
You might want to fill
kind
that
of
gaping hole.
Different game. God damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Anyway,
it's the width,
So-
isn't it?
It's a tuna can. So we're going towards like I said, I'm leaning towards the Alien franchise. Not all 10 of the Alien franchise.
There's
but,
only 2.
like 2 and a couple of mentions that we may go on about. So that's what I'm thinking about for next week, but maybe the following week, and I may hit some of you up if you were interested in doing that show.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So aliens is a good topic. All right, we'll go with aliens and not and Prometheus and whatever the fuck the last one was. I don't want to talk about either of those movies. We will talk about them in jest after we talk about all the other alien movies. And 2 of the other ones are also fucking garbage, but that's fine. And then there's Alien versus Predator. That's a whole nother problem. Anyway, I've derailed myself. So I want to thank the panel so much, and Jacob Ironside, of course, for his memes as well. Just great insights on the film and just wonderful inputs. And my own takes tend to be not very good, as we've noted. So it's good to have people around who have good takes to make up for my bad takes. And that's why I appreciate you all so much. And to the chat tonight, you guys brought it. There was just some just really good input from the chat on all the stuff. On every movie, there was some stuff that we didn't know about that you guys knew, and that was just brilliant. So thank you to the chat. And if you're watching this on the rewatch, I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of fun for us to make these things, so I hope you're sticking around to absorb the many parts, the many aspects of these shows when we're talking about a filmography of we didn't cover all. We talked about most of his movies, at least in some part. But the career of someone like John Carpenter is just an amazing thing to behold. For someone who isn't really even like on the big list, it is to people like us. But normies may or may not even know who the fuck he is aside from Halloween.
No.
Yeah, if you say name the top 10 directors, his name is usually not.
Whereas
touch
several of the Escape from New York and The Thing and They Live are all, for me, just brilliant films.
It's okay. It's okay to say Big Trouble in Little China.
You can add it in there.
You can
You're not going to hurt. You're not going
it without liking it.
For me,
for what it is,
it's
excellent.
Yeah.
So on that note, folks, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time. This has been Roman of the Empire signing off.
Have a good one, everybody.